Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sparrows, brought to you here by Roll for Chaos. Look at all these beautiful, beautiful parrots doing their head maneuvering in excitement for all of you. Y'all are crazy.
Oh my god.
You're all crazy.
I'm sorry, I got confused by Benjamin and Nora, so I couldn't decide which way to rotate my head, and it kept going, like, it kept changing. I got dizzy.
So we're here
Spin
today.
Right round, baby. Right round.
We're here today with the new overlay, with the new cast member, lovely, lovely Big Bees in the house, which will be introducing his character very quickly as we go into tonight's game, of course. But first, we're going to go around the table. We're going to say our hellos to everyone. And why don't you, let's see, why don't you say one nice thing about the next person in the row? So, from what you know of them. I'm going to start off at random. And we're going to see who goes first, sharing the love, of course. That is Beatrix. Gwen, you were up first, and you're saying something nice about bees.
Wait, I have to say something nice about bees?
I mean, you do.
I can do that.
Pass.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sparrows. Bees actually is the person who introduced me to all of these wonderful people, so glowing reference there. He's welcoming, he's amusing, and he's one of my very good friends online, I'd say, at this point.
Well, good. You know, this guy's been all over the place, and he's just a bundle of love and joy and very much supports everyone, so we appreciate that. Moving right along then, Bees, why don't you do one thing for us, though? You should say your nice thing. You should say who you're playing, and then you should say your nice thing about Jackal in your character's voice.
Oh, but I was going to surprise everybody, like, mid-game with my character's voice.
Well, it's not going to be mid-game, but you know what? You're right.
Whenever
You're
I'm
right.
introduced.
It should be a surprise. Yes. It should be a surprise. So we'll skip that, but just say who you're playing, and then say something nice about Jackal for me.
Hey guys, Big Bees! I will be playing Finnegan Israk, a wonderful, happy, completely functional and great turtle man who's there for no kinds of chaos or tomfoolery. He is 100% serious and only there for teamwork and stuff.
Yeah, perfect individual. And what do you have nice to say about our friend Jackal here?
Jackal is damn fantastic. That's what I can say. Anybody who has the pleasure of getting to know him is just that much luckier as a human being, period. I can't think of a single, like, negative thing to say about him. I mean, he's, for me personally, he's always hanging out in my chat. He's just like I every interaction with Jackal is a treat. Like, I love hanging out with him. I like talking to him online, offline, doesn't matter. You know, if I was anywhere close to him, I would 100% hop in a car, drive over, and give him a bear hug until I cracked a rib. 100%. So
you'd have a hard time cracking the rub because of how cracking the rib. Don't mind him.
The rub.
Don't.
I mean, maybe the third time I've hung out with Jackal, but not right off the bat.
I was trying to say something clever, and it went way into left field. However, you'd have a hard time cracking that man's rib because of how solid a dude he is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's only one way to figure that out. Come on, Jackal.
Come on.
Get some of the bees.
All right, moving over to Jackal.
Uh-oh. He needs a moment.
Actually, no, I'll save that for later, but good luck trying to crack those ribs.
Yeah. Hey, if I don't crack a rib, I still give a big bear hug, so I win-win either way.
Bear hugs are always good, yeah.
All right, Jackal, who are you playing? And say something nice about Nora next.
Well, I play Amos Descendi, normally the heavily armored individual, but unfortunately the armor decided not to cooperate. Amos is the bulwark, Amos is dad, Amos is the thing that gets between all the stuff and the party. About Nora. I like how logical Nora is. As someone who relies off of their instincts, the concept is relatively foreign to me. So when I sit down and listen to Nora speak, I can always attest to how logical and procedural most of her thought processes are. And she's on a list of people that I trust with decisions in a chaotic situation. That is all.
Wow. Thank you.
It's a lovely.
I may be incredibly
statement.
biased, though.
You know what? I'm biased too. I think we're all biased here. So, moving right along, Nora, who are you playing? And say something nice about Benjamin.
Hello, I'm Nora. I am playing Clarion Bell, your robot medic. And Benjamin is very creative and incredibly artistic. I have been listening to his podcast, and I am consistently impressed with the world building and storytelling that they do in Lawful Great Adventures. I'm only on episode 8, but I'm looking forward to sitting down and listening to the rest of the crazy stuff they get up to. And he's funny as hell.
That
You literally just met the bad guy. Like, literally, episode 8 is when I introduced the bad guy, and you have to deal with his ass for 60 more episodes.
I'm pretty close to that point as well, and I've got to say that the quality of the podcast is amazing. Sound, the characters. I love all your voices that you do. And your crew seems to be pretty brilliant as well. So check out that podcast if you get the chance. And of course, moving on over, Benjamin, who are you playing? And say something nice about Kai.
Hey, I'm TT Benjamin. I will be playing Red Iron, where Amos is the bulwark that gets between the crew and their problems. Red Iron is the crew's problems, due to a series of escalatingly poor decisions. So I got the order wrong, so I actually had a quick thing about Azedadine, in that Nora is Iowa Gang, and makes me feel less lonely, and is also a preeminent podcaster in the Cobbles and Cornfields podcast, and so it's nice to have another person from that field with me. I really like that. As for Mass Game, as for Kai, as for Leifei, literally, I have not met a cooler person in this industry. I call it an industry, like we're making gobs of money.
I mean, it is an
We
industry.
could be making gobs of money if it was because of listeners like you. No, I have never met someone cooler than Kai. And when I say cool, I mean like not like cool like, oh, you're a good person, or cool like you're into stuff that I'm interested in, but no, like literally actually like someone who just like oozes like suaveness and coolness and like good vibes. I feel like I am floating on my back down the lazy river when I'm playing with Kai. It is that smooth.
I second that as well. I mean, he just oozes that charismatic charm and suave, just
It's easy to have a cool time with cool people.
there you go.
So in this
See,
stream, it
that's
is
what I'm talking
confirmed.
about. That's what I'm talking. He doesn't even need to think of staying stuff like that. It just
Yeah.
kind of falls out.
See, confirmed.
cool.
Kai is cooler than Billy D in a snowstorm. So.
Absolutely
Accurate.
All right, and speaking of Kai, your turn. Tell us who you're playing and say something nice about Gwen.
I am playing Leifei. Leifei is not level-headed, I wouldn't say. I'd say he's rather dim in many parts, but he is a fighter, a chill dude that sort of relaxes. Way cooler than anything they could say about me. He's rad. A sick skateboarder that rides the stars, and an elf. So there's a bump up there. I have an easy time playing off of Gwen all the time. It's like I don't know. It's like throwing ping pong ball against a wall, and it always comes back, and you're like, wow. Every time I feel so what is it? Emboldened, strengthened, enlivened whenever the two of us are playing beside each other. And beyond that, just a charming individual all through.
Aww.
Absolutely. That was beautiful. And I also have to admit that each and every one of you has been amazing, awesome, great individuals, great role players, and I'm sure our audience wants to see some of that. So why don't we get back to tonight's game? Last time on Sparrows, everybody had been traveling to Outpost Bezimini, realizing that they happen to have had some of the best sausages ever stolen by Beatrix here. And Kai, of course, remembered. Leifei remembered those things as well, finding them to be quite delectable. They decided they were going to travel there. And in the interim, of course, an egg was discovered to have been housing a god baby. And they thought, I don't know what to do about this. So after we take this pit stop for sausages, we're going to go to the sun and launch it into the sun. In the interim, you know, people are getting a little bit weirded out. There's a lot going on board the ship. They've got that alien AI that seems to be choosing to become a pirate with everyone else. They've got, you know, interloping beings. They've got creatures that are on board the ship that just eat everything, like all the hats the captain ever has, loves, and desires to keep around for all times. And then they made their way to the outpost, only to find out that it had been retrofitted by an organization calling itself the SHTF. Unfortunately, it seems like that organization doesn't have the same sausages as before. At least you can't smell them this time. So we're going to find out what happens with that shortly. Upon coming to this station, they happen to have run into a shady merchant. This merchant, by the name of Kylitos Megara, happened to have had a bunch of nice outfits, devices, things like that, and a huge black market dealership as well. And apparently you're not supposed to try to steal from him because he also has an armada and multiple arms filled with many, many guns, and the party found out that the hard way. So, when we return, we do see Beatrix, we see Bee, and Clarion sitting inside of a waiting room. Bee, her legs still just a little bit too short to reach the ground by about an inch or so, just kind of dangling them and kicking a little bit as Clarion sits nearby. The wait staff inside the room, just sitting there inside of their little hat and typing away on an old style clicky clacky key typewriter, basically. And told you you're gonna have to wait for your tour guide to arrive soon. Outside, Red Iron had been working on some devices, had made a deal with Kylitos about taking some equipment that needs to be repaired in the future and fixing that. There was a deal to find out the location of a Empire outpost that was going to be undefended relatively soon, and might be a rife opportunity for pirating. And then Amos and Leifei and Red Iron helped the captain offload materials, selling these materials and getting a big hunk of change handed out to everyone to choose what they were going to do with, whether they're going to go shopping or send it off. The first thing we see is Amos with his earnings, his coinage, heading on over to Kylitos, because you know that Kylitos actually also has a messenger service available, and you have somewhere to send some of that money. Isn't that correct?
Affirmative.
So you step up to this individual. You see him look at you again. Hello, the big one. You're looking for some of my wares.
Less where's the present, more where to send stuff.
You wish to send these to a location. Where is this location based?
Oh, I completely forgot.
It's on Silver Shield.
Amos rattles off a location on Silver Shield.
Location on Silver Shield, and then he takes that and he goes, all right, this type of service.
Wait, hold up.
Yes.
A rather odd address in rural Nordric Silver Shield.
Rather odd address in Nordric. Huh. Well, I can get this there for you. That'll be 40 silver.
Take it.
He takes the remaining silver out of the amount that you're putting in there, as we notice Amos basically take the entire wealth that he has accumulated from all the loot recently, hands it off in a satchel, tying it tight. Kaelito stamps it, closes it, and puts a wax seal around it to make sure that you can see if it's been broken or tampered with, and scribbles a little insignia on the corner of the package. My personal attestament that this will arrive as planned and not be tampered with in the future.
Good.
Kind of bows with a flourish to you, and the envelope and the money and everything just kind of disappears. Now, was there anything else I can do for you?
No. And Amos, trying to keep a low profile, just tries to sneak back over to the party.
All right, you just head back without, trying not to be noticed. At this point, the only people that might are some of the crew on the ship. The captain is currently perusing hats, and he's just... No. No. None of them fit right. Damn it, Carrot. I'll take this one. I don't think it's coming off anytime soon.
Amos
Kaelito's
is gonna
like-
walk over and
Go ahead.
just... Amos is gonna walk over and just lift the hat off the captain's head.
Ugh!
I'd prefer that you remain conscious, sir.
Kaelitos goes, I can let out the seams a little and make it slightly larger for you. Is that extra? Well, of course, it's work. Fine, do it. I need a hat. It's just... Can you season this thing with some bitter anti-kobold chemicals or something? Why, yes, of course I can. Let's do that, then. As the scene fades from there, you see some of the other crew. Vicky's walking around looking for some supplies for the ship. You see Scarborough staring absent-mindedly, enwrapped at the guns and things that are kind of loaded around the space. And we see Red Iron walking back aboard the ship temporarily. Red Iron, where are you headed?
So Red Iron spent all of their money on advanced scrap.
All right, so high-grade scrap.
All of it.
Let's see. You had... How much money did you have at the time? You got 300 from the... everything that was given to you. You had 25
all of
silver.
it.
So everything gone. Let's see. Advanced scrap that they have here. All right. That would have given you 36 high-grade scrap. I can drop that
Yeah,
inventory quick.
buddy.
All right. High quality. And then just put in 36 in there, and you're good. It's on your inventory sheet. So you're carrying back a rather large amount of metal goods. You are now over your weight limit by a small amount by carrying that by 10 pounds. So you're moving a little slow. You're just walking around. It's like, you're just carrying a whole bunch of springs and sprockets and cogs and gears and metal plates and everything of the utmost highest quality you could find.
And Red heads back into the engine room, sets down what I think is probably like a wheelbarrow, with like a loud thunk. Sylvia, pay dirt.
It looks like you've collected quite a bit, Red Iron.
Yeah, until we can process the bad stuff, I figured we could fix some of the, some of the lower integrity areas on the ship with some of this.
Of course. Now, while all of this is non-oxidized, it is still antiquated.
Oh, I mean, if you want very high-grade stuff, we're going to have to hunt much worse places than we have been.
Of course. You know, the Sill have a great deal of much more advanced technology that we can scavenge.
Wait a second. Are you saying that, all right, but are they all alive over there?
I mean, alive is questionable. However, we can of course take and assimilate anything necessary. I am certain with the knowledge that I have with you that we can overcome any defenses of any of my kind.
All right, this one is going to have to go through the entire crew. They're not going to like it.
Are you certain, Captain?
Yes. And we're all captains here, except you. I think you need to get promoted. I don't know how long that takes. They didn't really tell me the rules.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I would love to be captain.
That would, if you work hard and take your lumps like everyone else and commit yourself, one day you can be just like me.
Okay then. I appreciate the forward thinking.
Like I said, if we want more, which, I mean, really, if we want to put all of this into perspective, this all started by hunting a Syl artifact, so they might be down with it, but we're not going to get deep. You want what?
I am sorry to interrupt. I am detecting anomaly aboard Grandfather.
What?
There is a life form unauthorized aboard this ship.
Where?
In the hold, under Carrot's bed.
All right, watch my back if that's how that works. And Red heads over to Carrot's chamber.
All right, you start heading in that direction. Leifei, we see you on deck moving about some of the materials the captain has been off putting onto the base and onto the outpost rather, and selling to Kylitos. As he finishes up, gets his hat, you've got all the money, you know, everybody's kind of doled it out to everybody else. You see him turn back towards you. All right, Leifei. Now, where are those sausages? McSherry gets a +1, Bees gets a +1, Nora gets a +1 to your next rolls made.
I think they're in town, Cap.
Inside of the...
Down the street.
All right, well, I guess shore leave, everybody. He, like, kind of shouts out to the crew. Everybody meet back here by tomorrow morning. In the meantime, dance, spend money, be merry, don't get too drunk. Make sure you're
Yes,
drinking. You're drinking a universe. In our
I am.
screen here.
It's magic.
Where do you head from the deck there, Leifei?
Did we purchase the floofy fluffy dress?
You did purchase the floofy fluffy dress.
Fantastic. Got that done with. Got it cleared. I just want to try one thing with Kylitos if he's not going to, me.
What are you trying with Kylitos?
Does he have any forge, what are they called? Instructions? Data? Does he know how to forge stuff?
Does he know how to forge items, like manufacturing them?
Mm-hmm.
You can ask. So you walk onto his little sales barge, and he looks over to you. You again. What is it this time?
Oh, and he pulls out the chunk of mithril he's got. I was wondering, you got a whole lot of information in your head. You know how to manufacture things?
Well, of course, there are many things that I can manufacture, adjust, or I know the individuals that can do it for you.
All right. I'm looking for blades.
Blades.
Individuals?
I have
Yeah, small ones.
many blades. You'll have to be a little more direct than that. I've got your standard knives, swords.
Small ones like these. And he pulls out a couple kunai from Mio
Throwing blades.
and puts them down. Throwing blades, yeah.
And I do have some. You see him like open up a little drawer, and you see a whole bunch of different blades. Just you see a variety of different throwing knives, throwing stones. They have like a ring on the end that you spin, and then you toss them out. A bunch of little armor-piercing, needle-like devices that have a cavity in them for toxins and poisons and whatnot.
Are anything made of mithril?
Give me high or low.
All right, high.
Hi, he says. There is unfortunately no mithril for sale in view.
can use mine.
You'd like me to take that? You know, now the dwarves are the only ones that seem to know how to manufacture things with mithril. It's going to cost you a lot if you wish for me to use this to make an item for you.
I don't mind.
You'd like a throwing knife made of that chunk of mithril you've got there.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
It's either going to be incredibly fine or just the edge. What do you prefer?
Just the edge should do.
Just the edge. You see him put on a glove of some kind and then reach over for the mithril. Let me take a look at that. Is it solid? Is it just coated?
Solid chunk right out of the mine.
Excellent. A little bit unprocessed. As you hand it over to him, he kind of looks at it. I can make you a knife with this for 200 silver.
That's fine.
All right. I will bring it back to your ship. I will notify you when I am on my way after I have it processed.
Thank you, mate. And
Of course.
sorry about all the problems before.
Oh, water under the bridge, my friend. You see a very deathly glint in his eye, like, don't try it again.
See you later, mate.
See you later, indeed. Scene fades, and we move over where we see Bee and Clarion sitting upon the waiting room stage. And you notice an individual in a rather flamboyant top hat with a red sash around it, wearing an outfit that seems to be part like Barker, part ringmaster, as he steps around the corner. Why, hello there, ladies. Glad to see you're here, and looking forward to our little tour, are we not?
Very much, but may I say, sir, that our captain would adore your hat.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate the interest in the hat, but of course, this is my hat and not for sale. You can call me Yukurba. I am the tour guide and overall leader of this little outpost that we have here. We call Bezimini. Congratulations and welcome to Bezimini.
Thank
Thank you.
Now, our tour, of course, is just a very short one at the moment as they seek for truth across the entirety of the Aether sphere. It's hard to come by sometimes, but we are always growing and always interested in investing in new opportunities to understand, unravel, and uncover the realities of this universe.
Fascinating. If you have truly found something new, shouldn't you report it to scientific institutions?
He looks over at B. Your servant makes a very good point, however. When it comes to knowledge, those who have it quite often decide what it actually is in the long run, in the interim, and they change things, and they adjust them to their liking, and they cut out and prune the bits of the truth that they do not like. And that leads to falsities, to untruths, to hiding reality from everyone.
But she's not my servant. She's my friend and companion.
Oh, of course,
And-
good dear, of course. He pats you on the head.
That is okay, good sir. It is a common mistake. I am, however, my own person. Legally.
Interesting. Well, shall we be on our way? We have this tour to go through. Come with me. And he just kind of flourishes down in a bow, and he brings up a little black cane, kind of spins it around. Right this way. Tucks it under his arm and proceeds to start walking with large goose steps forward down the hall.
Bee is concerned, but hefts herself off the chair and starts following.
B, do not be concerned on my behalf. If he treats me poorly, we can always leave.
Well, it's just not fair, Clarion. You're such a good person. You're one of the best people I know. Why can't everybody see that?
I would keep an eye on him, B. Zep
Thank
says
you,
for the
Zep.
same.
I am confused. What makes you think I am a good person?
Because you are. You do good things. You help us.
I act as your medic, but I am paid to do so.
That doesn't mean that you're not good. That just means that you're good and you get money.
You see the ringmaster individual standing off to the side begin tapping his foot. His cane comes down here as he turns around on heel. Are you coming?
Oh, Oh,
We've been
yes,
walking
sir.
and talking, yes.
All right, two of you following behind him, and he leads you into a foyer with a bunch of different like covered items under like red velvet. And he steps over in front of the first one, and as he draws back this cover, you see under glass a representation of an icy world, kind of sitting in the middle with a bunch of little sparkles, kind of hanging down from gossamer thread around it, that are supposed to represent stars in the world nearby. And there's a plaque that reads, "Eris isn't real." As he stands there in front of it, he goes, "Many scholars point to a small planetary body in the skies at the rim of the Aether sphere, calling this thing Eris. What it actually is a scientific experiment, of course, a projection of a world, a mass delusion imparted as a way to find out how to create social change. Headlines including, studies at Eris discover new theories surrounding Aether and the Eternals. Are we living within a giant egg? Or is this barrier keeping the folk of the Aether sphere trapped here, like a prison? And if so, why?"
Are we supposed to react?
Oh, usually people say something at this moment.
Bee just
Fascinating.
looks up at Zep.
Don't look at me, I've never been there. And he turns and goes, "Oh, well then, not so surprising to the two of you. Of course, what did a child in an automaton..." He turns to the next one. "If you'll come this way, please." Walks over to the next roped off item, and then he grabs a hold of the top, revealing it. And you see an image of the Elven monarchy, all like chatting behind the back of the king. And you see the king like turn around and hand them a writ of some kind in another image nearby. And the plaque says, "The elves brought about their own fall on purpose." So, some recovered records from the Great War have officers on both sides questioning the methods and information discovered that caused the rift between the elves and the dwarves. They think the elves themselves have brought about their own downfall by spreading information about their own atrocities for an unknown as of yet purpose, but we will get there. We will find it out.
That just doesn't make sense.
Oh,
If
but
you do
doesn't
not
it?
know the ends, then why presuppose the means?
Well,
She
we
has a good
are
point.
an organization that chases all truth, of course, not just the lesser truths, the ones written in stone by your governmental organizations.
I
You will-
believe anyone can discover the truth. It is a matter of applying a rigorous interrogative method.
Of course, interrogative methods. There are many forms of doing this, and our own research facilities here at the SHTF have found good ways to extract information at times from individuals. A lot of them have to do with just catching them at the moments when they're unguarded and willing to actually speak their truths. If you'll come this way, he turns and walks to the next one. He draws back the curtain over a very large picture, and you see a bunch of individuals kind of like hacking and coughing, and there's like a facsimile of a research facility of some kind to the side. There's a plaque that says the flame lung plague was manufactured. Records indicate that the original start of the flame lung plague was nearby the Flamel Lab Works facility. Flame lung, Flamel, it just adds up so nicely. In fact, they are working on various cardiovascular illness researches, after all.
Can I roll to see what I remember about this disease?
Certainly. Give me a brains roll. That is a 20. Flame lung was an exacerbated disease caused by an overabundance of flame aether that was being used by bacteria. Basically, they were able to manufacture excessive amounts of it, so when they got into the body, they burned you up from the inside. Your understanding of it is that it came from a mutated creature on Hornborn and not any facility.
I understand that the flame lung derives from the bacterium's use of the flame aether, and it was a natural mutation. Now, that could be wrong, and I would be curious to see your sources.
All the sources that we have, individuals in close, the labs themselves, some of the documentation that they have indicated that they had been looking into this and found trace markers in their own institution of similar events.
And
Would you mind
where's the
sharing this
documentation?
Well, we don't have
Yes.
it per se here. It was absorbed via discussion with individuals who had worked there at previous times, of course. They will not release the paperwork to us, and yet we continue to strive for that clarity.
But if the people don't work there anymore, maybe they don't actually have the information?
Bah.
And maybe they're just upset that they don't work there anymore.
It's lies and slander, I tell you what. They are constantly being shunted down by individuals in positions of power and authority who seek to silence those that would get the truth out to everyone.
But there is a means of getting the truth out for something like this. Are there not protections for whistleblowers?
Unfortunately, no, dear automaton. There are not. At least, not on Hornborn. The Empire has not reached far enough into it to put regulations in place. The truth is whatever is manufactured by the ruling class.
Interesting. I will take that under advisement.
He steps over to the next one. You see, this one's like a large, it's a very large domed shape object just sitting in the middle of the room like something on a table. And as he pulls back, whoosh, the whole thing comes off and flies to the side. You can see the facsimile of the Aether Sphere. Inside of it is a large series of hanging globes that seem to be made like out of tinfoil and spray painted to show each one of the different worlds as they kind of dangle and bob underneath this huge glass dome. The glass dome has been painted slightly purple, and right in front of it, the plaque says, "There is no universe beyond the Aether Sphere. We are the last vestiges of living life anywhere that exists."
How does it show Eris, out of curiosity?
Eris is shown as a little metal ball with like a scientific Empire stamp on it.
B is going to reach out to touch it.
Oh. Can you feel it? Can you see the truth through your grasp, through your fingertips? Look, we are the last, attempting to view anything outside of the greater universe here through the lens of science and magic. Always come back blank when you reach beyond the edge of the Aether Sphere.
I was just thinking about a story that our captain told us. About long, long ago, traveling with the Admiral, before he was the Admiral, and leaving the Aether Sphere.
Are you certain that he left the Aether Sphere? How did they leave? Where did they actually find a way out? And if so, what did they find beyond?
I don't remember all of that. There was a facility, and then they got really tied up with the sill, and the Admiral hates the sill. And then they got tied up with a dragon, but the dragon was cool, kind of. It was very confusing.
To me, like a fever dream of individuals that have been experimented on.
Then what would you call the sill, then? An extension of this same experiment?
Are they living, if you know these sill? We've heard of them, but they all seem to be machines. Is that not true?
I am a machine, and I think and feel.
We'll get into semantics of living and metal versus biological organisms in some future life, I'm sure. So we move right along, and he steps over to the next little placard. He pulls on the little...
Clarion, you're totally alive to me.
Thank you, Beatrix. I appreciate that.
There goes another curtain, and you can see the Empire Capital. A large, stark, squat, square object carved directly out of the side of a mountain. A whole bunch of like little airships like kind of floating around it, just attached via wire. And the little thing underneath of it says, the plaque says, "The Citadel on the Silver Shield is where the Tyel's main leadership is secretly pulling the strings of the Empire. Rumor has it that the monarchy never really left and are just in the guise of the Silver Shield Empire." You see a blurry picture that he kind of pulls down from the side in a little encased section. And you can see nearby, he goes, "This individual here is a known Tyel operative." You can see the tattoo very clearly carved on his own cheek, standing next to a hooded dwarf of some kind. "And this right here This right here is Emperor Rekus Domitian Silvershield III himself. To you, if you squint really hard, I mean, it kind of looks like what you've seen from pictures, but it's hard to tell. They are operating together. The monarchy themselves discuss their habits, they discuss the plans, and the empire goes along with it. They have never ceased working with the elves.
If that's the truth, then why are the elves hunted?
It is a guise. They are trying to wipe out all of those that do not fit the new regime, the new order, beyond the end of the empire.
I mean, both guys and girls are getting killed.
That's
So,
not the word
kind
guise
of?
that I meant, dear child. I feel like this knowledge is wasted on the youth. Well, the next one then, here. He walks over and pulls out these. This one's kind of hovering a little bit in the center of the room with a large chain going to the ceiling. As he yanks the curtain off of that, he goes, Fata and San, the twin suns at the heart of the Aether sphere. They are hollow and filled with the eternal plane. Series of ancient books depicting a trip within the twin suns and the unique location found on when within the stars themselves cannot be denied. You see little pages of this ancient book that's behind this glass, kept inside of a casing. You see people have like described in great detail segments and rooms and chambers inside of the sun.
Did Red Iron ever share with us the vision of the origin of the second sun?
I don't think he did. I don't think he's ever talked to anybody about that knowledge he had received.
Red Iron has a really hard time distinguishing what knowledge is important and what isn't at all.
I mean, fair. B's going to look up at Sep.
What? What? No, the Eternals don't live in the sun.
Okay, I think you're wrong, and Zep says that I'm right.
You see things, dear child. Have you been a subject of experimentation as well?
No. Zep's my friend, and he teaches me things.
Have you ever had your memories erased, rewritten, damaged in some way? There are moments of time in your life you cannot remember. Do you remember strange facilities, bright lights, anything odd?
Well, I don't remember when I'm asleep. And as for strange facilities, we've found a couple while we've been traveling, but Collins and I pretty much explored it and understood what was going on. And I mean, bright lights? What constitutes bright?
Sir, I am concerned. Have you experienced any of these things?
Of course, haven't we all?
I do not think that is a common occurrence. I have served as a medic on many worlds, and that is not commonly reported.
You wouldn't understand. You are a machine. People can reprogram you at will. How can you accept that anything you see, understand, discover is truth? You can't. You can't be certain at any time. You can be rewritten.
Sir, that is indeed a fear of mine, if we must indeed get this personal.
That is why I do not trust the machines, and why you cannot trust yourself. You need strong allies, individuals who can watch out for you. You need the relationship of someone who is a caretaker to you.
Sir, I can take care of myself perfectly well. I have checksums and methods of verifying my personal data that I have developed over the years. I have thought extensively about the nature of trusting myself and my own sensorium, and I would wager that I have given it more thought than you have.
Well, it's true. You have to live in that body, not me.
And it's a beautiful body indeed.
So we shall continue on to the next one. Benjamin, as soon as he comes back, the scene is going to fade from here. If he's able to return. All right, there we go. He's back. Excellent. Woo! That was a little worrisome. I'm about to switch to the next scene and he's gone suddenly.
I am so sorry. My router just sort of like, click, and then it's back on.
Technology!
Clarion, what are you doing?
I really wish I could blame a store. What is Red Iron doing? Red Iron is doing a little bit of casual breaking and entering into Carrot's whole situation to figure out who the intruder is.
All right, so you come rushing forward. You've got the arm out. You move into Carrot's space, which is at the front of the ship. That's also where Cullens usually rests. You can see on the way there a smattering of debris, detritus, some liquid splashed on the floor. You see like something slammed into a table and knocked it over. You see that there happens to be a bunch of like flour smeared across the wall. There's a handprint in the middle of it that's an abnormal size and shape. And as you walk into the room, a trail leads under the edge of a bed where you can see a huge hump from Carrot's bed kind of stretched over something. And as you get closer to it, it makes a noise. What noise does it make, Finnegan? You hear that coming
Carrot,
from...
did you grow?
As you get closer, you recognize that the coloration is wrong. And you look under the edge of the stretched hammock that's spread across this thing, and you see a shell, and you see a small tail sticking out the other end, and one foot that's still got a pot from the kitchen attached to it.
Carrot, did you grow a shell spontaneously?
Finnegan, you start to awaken slightly as you hear some abnormal voice talking to you in the distance. Seems to be calling you or telling you something about carrots.
Carrot, how many hats have you eaten today?
Finnegan will start to just like shimmy his way out from under the bed.
You kind of like twist a little bit. It catches in your shell a couple times, and you're like having to struggle out of the position.
Red'll just drag him out.
Suddenly you like scrape across the floor, and there's like a little bit of a... And now you're laying on the ground with one foot being held by this rather large red Lesrin.
Carrot, what did you do?
Oh no.
I'm good. I don't want any carrots. I'm alright.
Falls
No,
asleep again in front of you.
And then just like a little like tap on the shell with like a spinning like drill bit.
Something seems to scrape at
Hello?
your shell.
Who's there? Who is it?
Carrot,
I
it's
don't
me,
want
Red
any.
Iron. Carrot,
Yeah?
wake up.
What? Who? Huh?
Is this what happens to kobolds when they have children? This is an incredibly rapid metamorphosis.
Finnegan's gonna kind of like pull his leg out from his hand and kind of start getting up.
All right, as this turtle-like figure stands up in front of you.
Oh, you sure are a big one. Oh, what the hell? Got all sorts of gizmos and gadgets and whatnots on it, and he's just gonna start poking him. Ah! Whoa! Whoa! No, that's meat. That's machine. That's meat. That's meat.
Is your name Carrot?
I mean, there was one time, I'd say probably, about 4 decades ago, I went by rutabaga, but never carrot, no.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you, Rutabaga.
oh,
I
hold on.
have been called Red Iron, and also you should not be here on Grandfather. You're not supposed to be here.
Couple things there, Sonny Jim. Let me slow you down. I'm not Rutabaga anymore. That's a whole lifetime ago. There's things I don't want to keep connected to that. Call me Finnegan. I'm not your grandfather. I don't know how old you are. Now, you meat machine man, where am I?
You
And
are.
why'd you wake me up?
You are on a ship who is Grandfather Archimedes. Grandfather takes us to places, and he sings very, very nicely when the stars are quiet.
You drunk, boy?
What?
Because I want some.
You hear some thumping down behind you as some of the other crew comes down inside the ship. You see over your shoulder, over his shoulder, you can see a kobold, orange in color with a large green shock of hair, very reminiscent of a carrot on legs. You happen to see a goblin standing nearby, carrying a huge amount of supplies, and then an individual with a pirate hat on that's a bit older than some of the others, an old man. As he comes around the corner, you look at him and you recognize him from the past. Cutlass looks over at Finnegan.
At first he's not paying attention to Cutlass. He's looking at Carrot and he's like, oh, the carrots are moving. Jesus, nope. I'm done with that. Not that one. That was a bad mix. Hey, meat machine man. You got a carrot behind you. Don't look.
All right, that confirms my suspicions. We have concluded that you are not Carrot playing a very, very elaborate joke. Excellent. Now we can move on.
Carrot yells out from the back. Oh, is there two of me? I thought that was gonna happen a little bit later. The egg hasn't hatched yet. Is it hatched? Is it hatched? And suddenly he's over at your shoulder.
And he's gonna throw his the drink he had. He's gonna throw it at Carrot.
Carrot is hit. Carrot is hit. And a Brewster side effect comes into play.
Yes.
Red makes a motion like he was gonna catch it with the third arm, but knowing that it was going for Carrot, doesn't.
Finnegan, say the name of the body.
The arm. Right arm.
Right arm. So as Carrot's standing there and moves over and is leaning over and talking right next to Red Iron, this thing splashes across Carrot's arm, and suddenly Carrot has another arm grow out of the arm, and you see them start fighting with each other. No, I'm not good at arm wrestling competitions.
Damn it, Carrot pulls out his pistol. I kill it.
No, I kill it. Kill it quick. Kill it quick. It's trying to kill me. I'll get rid of it, please.
The carrots are turning on each other. It's pandemonium.
You hear the captain sigh from the back. Cutlass just goes, Finnegan?
Cutlass! Oh, you look like hell.
No, not again. Never again. Why are you on my ship?
Come here, boy.
I
didn't know this was your ship.
This is my ship. The last one. We're not gonna talk about that. You're not supposed to be here.
Whoa.
What happened to your crew?
How long has it been? Hold on. You this boy's grandfather? And he's gonna poke Red Iron again. He said his ship is owned by his grandpappy that can sing. You can't sing worth a damn.
He calls the ship.
Boy?
The ship is grandfather. He's half ship. I don't know.
The ship is half ship?
Red
what's
uses
the
the
other
mechanical arm to gingerly pull Finnegan's finger off of.
All right, I think that's enough touching for now.
Oh! Don't use your mechanical machine arm dibbly thing on me. The whole time he's waving the pistol. As he's pointing at everyone, it's with the pistol because he forgot the pistol was in his hand.
You see Cutlass occasionally just kind of duck into the side. Bicky turns around the corner and goes, as she puts things down on the counter. Oh no, my kitchen! Who did this? Who did this? And she makes a goblin roll. As we have all kinds of crazy things happening all at once. Of course, like usual, it wouldn't be. All right. Kajkin Impulse Spicky turns mauve and is emotionally attached to the nearest being for 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of you in the room. I'll roll a d4 to see who it is. 1 is Red Iron. 2 is Finnegan. 3 is Carrot. 4 is Cutlass.
Red Iron.
come
Red
on,
Iron.
two.
Cutlass.
Insulted earlier.
Four.
Red Iron.
She turns and she goes, oh no, everything is so hard. Cutlass. She rushes over and just latches onto his leg.
Aww.
And he's like, oh God, Picky, I'm so sorry. Kind of pats her on the head, looks over. Finnegan, this is your fault. Get off my ship. I'll be back in a minute. You see him like,
pull out, boy.
he turns and starts like waddling with Bicky on his leg up the stairs. Come now, Bicky. We'll bring you some place where you can have some nice tea. Oh, I can't deal with this anymore. It's constant. Everything here. They're all insulting me. They're destroying my kitchen. Oh, it's we'll take care. Carrot, get out of the kitchen. Collins, come clean up this mess right now. And you see the captain like going up the staircase. Amos, as you see the captain move by, he turns to you and goes, we've got a interloper. Just make sure he doesn't break anything. Name's Finnegan Yurzak. Old, I'm not gonna say friend. He's not a friend. He's a troublemaker. But sometimes it's nice to have him around just to use as a nuclear option for your enemies when you just let him go on their ship. That's what happened last time. Just make sure he doesn't break anything. And you see him like walk up the stairs with Bicky like crying from his leg.
Is he armed?
He's got
nuclear
more
option.
arms than you could think of.
Oh, Lesrando. And Amos goes to disarm the situation.
Amos heads downstairs. You see
Hello, Amos.
Carrot standing there choking themselves. Red Iron saying hello to you. This rather large turtle being, which you recognize as a Gwei kobold, standing in the middle of the room. Very old one and smelling of a lot of different spices all at once.
Spice melange, what in the void is going on in here?
Spice
This is
melange.
Oh, wow! Sweet mother of goodness, they just make you boys big today, huh?
Red Iron, report. I'm sorry, Captain,
Meat
report.
machines, brother!
This is a stowaway.
Red Iron again.
Cutlass knows him. He gave Carrot an extra arm. So that's a new experience
Whoa,
for
whoa.
me to witness.
Don't blame the demon carrot on me. I didn't work my mibbly jibbly on him. That thing was evil to begin with.
You're buried at the brainstem with a sentient AI. There's an AI on our ship that has a dry sense of humor. Carrot. We eat nothing but biscuits. Our captain has more war stories than I have fingers and toes, and I have had a lot of fingers and toes grow back in the 6 months. Speaking of, what are you doing with that pistol on this ship?
Who got a pistol? Who?
Oh,
You're
Red,
like waving it at
Red-
people.
Red switches the grip from the other hand to the pistol.
I have it under control,
Yeah.
Amos.
Yeah, let go of my. Oh, that's mine.
My mother's fine china, you do.
You see Carrot just turning purple and thumps to the ground. And you see the other arm, like, that had grown out of the side, now grab Carrot's own hand and try to pull it off of Carrot's neck because Carrot choked themselves.
I'm gonna roll to dad.
All right, give us a roll to dad. That is a 4.
Okay. Carrot, stop hitting yourself. Walks over, picks up Carrot, removes the arm, scolds the arm. No, bad. You are part of this group. You will behave right, or no snacks, 1 month. You, points to Red Iron. Wonderful job keeping the situation under control. Next time, separate the perpetrator from the firearm. As you were, Captain. And you!
He's talking to you, Finnegan.
At this point, Finnegan's just gonna walk up and start poking Amos. You machine and meat too, boy?
You tap his chest, and it's like hitting iron. Punk.
Oh, are you all machine?
Okay, I think this has gone long enough. Amos opens their mouth, leans over Finnegan, picks them up by the head in their mouth, walks up onto the main deck, walks down the gangplank, and sets them down, pats them on the head, and walks back onto the ship.
You get Mama Cat carried off the ship.
Yeah. As he does it, Finnegan reaches into his bag and just grabs a random vial, and he's like, "Let go of me, you hungry demon monster!" And like breaks the bottle on Amos right when he like lets go of him.
There goes a Brewster side effect for Amos. Suddenly something smacks into your side, and Amos, the user forgets how to talk in anything more than slang and swear words for the next hour. As you're sitting there holding him, suddenly you forget all words that are not slang or swear words. You can make up swear words. You don't actually have to swear if you don't want to.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
You backwater bartenders. You set a kiss for a backwater bartender. Get the void off of this outblasted dwarven clog ship. You bubba, they just go on and on.
Whoa!
And on. For 5 minutes unless something walks in and says something.
Red Iron starts to like wander back out, just sort of following the scene.
A tirade of Lesran obscenities is broadcast to everyone within 60 feet.
At a point, I'd say after the first like minute, Finnegan's gonna grab another drink from his bag, start drinking, and looking around to see who Amos is talking to. Just like, tell him about himself. Yeah.
Finnegan. Hey.
Yeah. Huh?
Hey.
Oh, Meat Machine. What's up?
Yeah. Is Meat Machine how you intend to refer to me?
You are Meat and Machine, boy.
Very good.
Meat Machine.
I am Meat Machine.
Poke him again.
I am Meat
Poke the
Machine,
meat and poke the machine.
I need to know.
Stop messing with the vegan Stop messing with the vegan abacus and get off the ship.
How and why are you on the ship?
I just saw the ship here and wanted to take a nap. Now that I know old Cutler is aboard, I need to hang out with him and talk to him.
She's calling
There's a
Cutler.
minefield over there. I think it might be more inviting.
No, this one's got cutlery on it. I want to talk to him.
As Finnegan makes that statement, the scene fades out as we find ourselves back in the tour with Bee and Clarion. Leifei, by the way, you've just walked back on board the ship after your discussion and see this madness happening. So we move back. There's only 2 of these unique little items left, and he walks over to a nearby one, and he pulls it off again, and you see an image of Emperor Silver Shield standing at the edge of a bathtub with like 1 foot out and a towel haphazardly placed around his waist, and a whole bunch of metal objects kind of stuck under his skin and like tubing stuck to the ceiling and everything. And he says, "This is a crude sketch of the Emperor climbing out of the bath and a huge amount of wiring and machinery coming out of his body. An ex-servant of the Emperor had created a diary of her time working for Rekus Demizian Silvershield III himself, and many of its images and words describe the unblinking stare, devices designed to keep him running, and methods by which the Emperor might look alive before every gathering. Unfortunately, the ex-servant has gone missing, and as has all the diary except for this 1 page, but we're looking to remedy that fact."
Wouldn't he, like, electrocute himself in a bath? It doesn't make sense that he'd be there.
I mean, oftentimes, what say you, automaton? Do you just become electrified anytime water touches you?
No, my circuits are contained inside waterproof materials.
See?
But his are just sticking out in this picture.
Well, I mean, they are often maybe rubberized or contained in such a way you wouldn't want any fluids leaking in and out of...
That one looks sharp!
Yes, it does. But this is, again, just a rough sketch of the events that have taken place from this ex-servant, of course.
I would be curious to see the designs for such a apparatus.
I don't think it's accurate.
Well, keep your mouth shut. He walks to the center of the room, and he pulls on a little lever, little hanging, like, chain. And finally, chink, you see, like, the ceiling open up a little bit, and another Aether Sphere kind of drops out a little bit, and then as that comes out, you see a bunch of lights bouncing off of it, disco ball style, all around the room, where you see the entire veranda kind of looks like a large universe of some kind. There's, like, clouds and light and stars all over the place that's just spinning.
It's so pretty.
The entire known universe is nothing but a pocket dimension created by extraplanar beings that use this as a field of play, a game, if you will, and a game with all of us in it. Eternals are everywhere, and we know it. We have reason to believe that we are all just a fever dream of sorts, a game created by these beings to manipulate and interfere with as they are otherwise bored. A rather serious bet is likely between many of the greatest beings as an attempt to parse out the outcome of this great game. Who will win it? Who will gain the most power, prestige, levels, as you might want to call them, after it is all over? It's likely they will get bored and do it all again, and this time choosing new avatars for themselves.
But didn't you say that all the Eternals are living in the suns? And we know that's not true.
Well, I'm saying that
I happen
is
to know for a fact that the Eternals are not that bored. Are you that bored, Zep?
Yes, get on with it.
Okay, Zep's bored right now, but, like, I was totally entertaining him on this ship the other day with Leifei, so I don't think they need to play and puppet and stuff.
Yes, it is an interesting philosophy. However, I do not see any testable conclusions or any testable hypotheses that we could draw from the scenario. So is there any way to truly know whether or not we are a game being run by Eternals outside of the Aether Sphere?
That's true. Clarion talks all about the scientific method, and this doesn't seem very scientific to me.
I mean, it may be if you take that analytical mind of yours, machine, and compartmentalize some ideas about testing that you could do to prove whether or not you were within an existence that was controlled by others, that was a facsimile, that was some sort of grand game instead of a true reality. Fine, there's got to be something out there that will help define those aspects of it. Events you can take that have predetermined outcomes, or moments that seem like they are destined for one thing and then mysteriously become another, almost like someone has grabbed a hold of fate's reins and caused you to overcome these odds, aces up your sleeve, if you will.
B is going to look up at Zep and say, "Can you show me where the Eternals are?"
Good child. No.
And then I'm going to pop the open door.
They're everywhere. They're... Oh, where are you? You suddenly just find yourself sink below. However, this station doesn't exist in the Eternal Realm, and you're now drifting in the void on the other side. As you kind of float there, Zep turns to you and rushes over to your side. Oh, God. No, this is not a good place. The void is a bad place to be in the Eternal... hold still. You see him create a bubble of air around your head so you don't suffocate.
It's really cool looking, though, Zep. Wow.
You see massive forms like moving in the heavens around you through the void, beings of energy and light all over the place. And as you look up towards the suns, you see Sun, Fada, the giant orange ball of flame. But Sun, the blue star, is missing.
The blue star isn't real. Is it really? Is it what he said? Are we just play toys to you?
I don't play toys. Why don't we? You know what? Take a nap. And you see yourself like fade back for a second, and you blink, and you're now back inside the room.
Well, we might be play toys to the Eternals. You might be right about that, but the blue sun doesn't exist in the Eternal realm, and I think if they built this as a pocket dimension, they'd make it the same. So you're still wrong. And then B is going to turn around and stomp out.
As you start stomping him off,
Beatrix.
Eukerba turns towards you and just says, wait. That was fascinating. I haven't seen someone disapparate like that before. Can I ask you a few questions in my office?
No.
Please, I'll make it worth your while.
I would respect the lady's decision.
I have silver.
I just want sausages. Show me where the sausages are, and then let us go back to our ship.
I can provide sausages in exchange for information. Certainly.
I have silver, too. I can buy my sausages the normal way.
Well, that... You see, this is my station, dear child, and there will be no sausages without just a few questions. That's all.
It didn't used to be your station. Why is it your station now?
I took over this station, and it's mine now. That's all there is to it.
Clarion, I don't like this man
Yes.
very much. I think we need to take his hat for the captain and go back to the ship.
No.
I would not antagonize him any further, Beatrix, if we expected to conduct any trade. However, you are correct. I find the presence of this meat bag odious.
No, I'm not. Be generous. Be available here in this. I wish nothing more than information, child. Really, I do. It's fascinating you're able to speak with this other being. Obviously, you have some semblance of power. You happen to have convinced this automaton that it is a real thing. I mean, we can definitely use some of that information from you, and you will be handsomely rewarded. Have you ever thought about joining an organization? We can provide you with a pin. We can provide you with all the sausages you could ask for.
B is going to start up a wind blade in her hand.
No. We didn't need this to become aggressive. You see him step back a few steps and stomp his little cane on the floor a couple times. And he says, well, I guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way then. You see him trapdoor under his feet drop, and he goes down through it. As it closes, you hear the marching of feet around you. And in the room that you are standing in, which I will provide you here on the map. Let's see, you guys are inside of the main rooms here. There we are. We got Beatrix in here, and we've got Clarion next to Beatrix. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals march into the room at either side of the door. Here is a shared image where the two of you are. And from where you're standing, give me an initiative roll, please. I will turn on party vision because other people might not be able to see right now. That's a 24 from Clarion. Whew, that's a nat 20. We got a 16 from B. And why don't we have everybody else roll real quick? Red Iron, Amos, Finnegan, and Leife as we now begin to move through an initiative tracker.
Yay, Finn's first roll.
Leife gets a 16. Red Iron gets a 10. Amos, what'd you get? You haven't rolled yet. And Finn, Amos gets a 20. Nice. And Finnegan gets a 13.
Ah!
All right. Enemies are on there now, and we'll make their rolls. Those ones get 7, 12. And... all right. So, Clarion, you are going first. You have the option of two things. One would be to give yourself one additional standard action in this first round. That could be helpful. Or you could keep B from being surprised right now.
Definitely want to keep B from being surprised.
All right. So what do you say to B to keep her from harm's way there? Did you say something? You're muted, I think.
Oh, sorry. My key press for push to talk wasn't registering because I was in the Fantasy Grounds window. I'll go ahead and describe the positions of the incomings to Beatrix. 3 at 7 o'clock and 2 just past noon.
As you look over, you see the individuals that have been walking in here. You had a strange sensation about them for a while, B. But Zep turns to you.
Oh, clouded. How did they get past?
And you see that their visages of people with analogous faces, difficult to see in the first place, kind of melt away into these button-eyed, face masked with stitches across their lips and their foreheads. You can see cracked bits of veneer and porcelain with like dead flesh underneath.
I don't like this at all.
All right, and the first one up is Clarion. How do you go? What you do?
Nora doesn't like it at all either. Clarion's just gonna take it in stride.
All right.
So I think she's going to aim at the group of 3, set her PDO to freeze, and attempt to stick them to the floor.
All right, I'm trying to stick all 3 of them to the floor. Your PDO typically only attacks one target at a time. That will be a chaos roll.
Let's do it.
All right, give me a brains roll. Get higher than a natural 5 to avoid chaos, and the better you roll, the more likely you are to pin some of these targets down. That is a 19. 3 enemies attempt to avoid the attack, and you hit all 3 of them, and they just freeze to the floor. You will do half damage on the attack, so go ahead and roll for damage to see what you do to them physically. That they are entangled in place. That is 9 damage divided in half, rounded up, of course, is 5 points that you caused each one of those targets. Pop, pop, pop. You see like frost and things hit across them. You see them start twitching in a spasmodic way. It almost blurs as they kind of move in weird ways in reaction to the pain. And Clarion, you have 1 standard action remaining after your shot. You can do something else now.
I'm gonna try and figure out what the heck these things are.
All right, give me a brains roll as you attempt to analyze them as best you can using your scanner. Well, you can't use another ability this round. With a 13, that's not high enough to determine what they are, but you do get the sensation that they are people underneath all of this weird getup.
They are biological at heart. Do not treat them like constructs.
And we move on to Amos. Amos, back aboard the ship, you grab a hold of Finnegan, and you go to like put him down. Leifei, you're walking up at this point in time. What do you say to these two as Amos has got this giant turtle in his mouth via the head and is just like shouting obscenities at everyone nearby?
What's up, mates?
What it is, home slice. You'll never guess the haps that's going down in this place right here.
Oh, hell yeah.
There was a stowaway, Captain.
Stowaway?
Homeboy over here, quite knackered, ended up trying to take a siesta down yonder. And therein lies the problem, because G, thinking the gat's gonna get him anything in there, decided to start flailing it around like. So I intervened, as I do.
Ah, I
You
see.
smoking that ace of grass, boy?
Word.
So, mate, you were getting blasting?
Side note. +1 for Amos from Shockingly. Thank you kindly.
Thank you very much, Shocking Link. At that moment, Amos, you hear the telltale sound of Clarion Bell's firearm going off inside the building.
With a Godzilla roar, Amos is going to, because Amos never leaves anywhere without anything. Who's right next to Amos?
It's Finnegan in your mouth. Red Iron is behind you, and Leifei's right in front of you.
I'm gonna grab the elf, throw him on the back of the harness, have him ride the Velociraptor with Finnegan in the mouth, and Red Iron just being dragged behind, just tail around the neck.
So Amos attempts to grab all of you and become a vehicle for your travels. Give me a strong roll,
Transformers
Amos.
roll out.
Transformers roll. No, this is, you're like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He's becoming a Megazord right now.
I need to see this animated.
Yes.
Amos, give me that roll, strong. Ooh, ooh,
Oh,
that is.
it was almost a 20.
I'm
That
gonna ace that. I'm gonna
All right.
ace that.
11's not enough to pull everybody along, so we're going with an ace. Go ahead and give us another roll. Nice, 22.
Does 19 do it?
As
Does
Amos,
19 do it?
Yeah, 19 does it. You are good. That is a 23 because of the +1 provided by Shockingly. So, yeah, you're just tugging him along. You're just bouncing. You hear a loud crack noise as Finnegan's entire spine realigns, chiropractic style.
Oh,
As you're like bouncing
oh,
down the stairs.
all right.
Leifei, you get lifted up in
You
one
got
arm.
magic in you, boy.
Red Iron, suddenly a tail wraps around your waist, pulls you off balance, and then you're like pulled behind
Red's like
Amos.
flailing like this. He's like the quack, the quack, the quack, the quack.
Finnegan just grabs another drink and, all right, I'm going on a ride.
And you find your way to the front of the building, I'm assuming? So I will move you onto the map now. You get up to the door, but it is currently closed. How do you get through the said door, Amos?
What door? I just go right through.
He just charges into it, holding Leifei in front of you and the turtle.
No. Finnegan
No, I
in front.
think
Finnegan's
technically, yeah,
All
I
right,
was about to say, I
Finnegan's
think
on the-
Turtle's in
Finnegan's
front.
in the mouth.
All right, he attempts to slam Finnegan's shell through the door.
Oh, there's a door.
What the shell's
Oh!
for?
Finnegan rolled tough, and Amos rolled
When
strong.
he gets close to that door and Finnegan realizes this guy isn't stopping, Finnegan's just gonna suck up into his shell.
And he just sucks into the shell. All
Yep.
right, Amos, give me a strong roll. Pa! You smack into it with 13. You're gonna have to roll damage using Finnegan, and with that roll, let's see, that's gonna be 2d8 damage. To break the door down, you need 16 damage. So 2d8's all you're gonna get at the moment. You can hit it once, then keep going. That is 6. The shell is hard. It takes a big
Yeah.
clunk, but doesn't seem to break the door down at the moment. But there's a battering ram noise heard from outside of the room to everybody else. We move on to Beatrix. B, your turn.
Well, I happen to have this wind blade right here, so maybe I'll just throw it at the one behind me.
All right. There is actually 2 there, but it's hard for you to see the other one. So there. So you turn and launch the wind blade over at the first one that you see. Give me an attack roll using magical, please. Your opponent rolls a resistance roll, getting a 20. And you get a 22! Look at that! The wind blade zips in and smacks into him. Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus your magical for damage. I should put that
typed it
on
wrong.
your sheet. Windblade, there we go. Magical 2. And damage 2d. There we go, hold on. There you go. So you can just roll it from the sheet now. There you are. 11 points of damage. Your Windblade zips past. and just it hits him, causing everything to kind of move. The plant life in the room just wavers around, and a gust of wind hits the door and shakes it in its frame. And you see that thing's arm just fall off. As it slides off, you see tendons and muscles and skin like tear away and flop to the ground.
I didn't mean to hurt you, but you shouldn't be attacking us.
The creature makes not a sound as it continues moving towards you. You have one standard action remaining. No other abilities can be used at the moment, but you can do something else.
I'm going to go back to back with Clarion so we can kind of keep each other safe.
All right, two of you just back to back, holding on, waiting until you get attacked and seeing what happens. Leifei, we move over to you. You're outside of this door. You're held just to the side. The turtle shell has left a large indentation. Some of the wood is like cracked and splintered. You see Kylitos off to the side, seeing like threats and fighting and possible violence, the sound of gunfire in the building. Just like tip his hat towards you. His ship closes up, and then he lifts up and starts taking off.
Dang it, I wanted that cool armor.
So as he starts to take off, Leifei's gonna look around. Any windows?
There are no windows on a space station. No.
Dang. All right. Charge that door.
All right, so Leifei, you're dangling. You have to get Amos to drop you first. Are you just letting him go, Amos, or you're not thinking?
Godzilla noises. Prepare to ram again with turtle shell in mouth.
So he's not paying attention. Roll agile to slip out of his hands, Leifei.
All right.
Difficulty, roll target, 12 or higher. Nice! You got a 20. You just wiggle out of his hands, turn over, and start to shoulder check into the door. Give me a strong roll. Higher than a 13 or higher, rather, will allow you to cause damage to the door.
If he's gonna charge it again, Leifei is going to put a hand down to his side and begin waiting.
Okay, you turn on waiting. All right. Then we move to Finnegan. Finnegan, you are inside your shell at the moment. You can stay in there as long as you'd like, of course. It makes you a pretty good battering ram, but that doesn't have to be what you do. So what are you up to?
Well, now that I have this epic fight music playing, I I am going to, because Finnegan doesn't like being used like this.
I want to interrupt real quick. Before we go on, you do have crystalline. You could have had 2 potions, 2 brews prepared in advance. What 2 brews do you want to have on your person right now?
I think I'm gonna have venomous tentacula.
Okay. All right.
And a hell broth.
1 hell broth, 1 venomous tentacula. You have those. You can use them as a reflexive action at will.
All right. Let's see.
I just had a thought. Finnegan in shell is the same size as Amos's great shield.
Perfect.
So,
more combos?
I think Finnegan's gonna kind of pop out of his shell to kind of shake himself loose from Amos.
Okay.
And he's gonna be like, "Stand aside, boy. Let me show you how to do this." And he's gonna grab the All right. So, Finnegan is going to grab, because he when he pops out, he's got a potion in both hands, and he's like, "Let me show you how a real man does it." And he's gonna chug the oh my god, what was it? Do I chug this?
Your mush up polypaste?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say instead of the venomous tentacula.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mush up polypaste goes glug in your body.
Yeah. All of a sudden he's like, and I'm going to get a side effect, and I choose the kick into the highest gear.
Okay.
And that +3 will be too strong.
All right. Finnegan grows Popeye muscles suddenly and has a side effect come at you. It is I'm gonna re-roll that just because I want to see different side effects than the same ones all day long.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
What,
system.
another arm comes out?
Comedically large canine teeth extend from the user's mouth, making talking, eating, and other such mouth stuff nearly impossible. The teeth are awkward enough that they can be used as weapons. Last 24 hours. You get huge tusks suddenly.
So all of a sudden, you see him down this potion, and he gets like just massive arms, and then
Becomes a saber tusk turtle.
yeah. So then he's just gonna
All right.
his arms into the door.
Slams the door. Give me a strong roll at +3, and we'll see if you can make a difference here.
Can I assist? Can Amos assist?
Amos is close enough to assist. Leifei is waiting. You could engage at this point unless you want to wait until the door's open. All right.
See.
So both of you can roll strong with Amos assisting. That is only an 8.
I'm gonna
sir.
re-roll that.
got
I'm
an
gonna
ace in there?
re-roll that.
All right, Amos gives you a +2 to your roll, so add another +2 on top of that.
Okay. So +5. All right. Come on.
That's a 7. That is so
One more.
bad. All right, one more ace.
I'm using my last ace on it. Come on, Finnegan. All right, here we go. Here we go. Strong.
That's a 12. Oh, there's an ace
I get an
provided to
ace.
you by
Yes!
Temporal Mechanic.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have so many bad rolls,
right.
Bees. I hope you get all these out right now.
Oh my god, that's what I'm hoping. Jeez Louise. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh no. Wait, no, that's tough. Okay, yeah, no, I did it right. Okay, so strong. Let's go. Come on.
It's a 10. Finnegan gets super buff, super big, grows
Super
out
buff,
those
but his
big
arms
teeth.
are just super slow, and he's like,
Boom. And all of you kind of like stumble against the door and nothing happens. We'll have to see what happens with the next individual.
damn it.
So
Wow.
we now move into the room with everybody nearby. These creatures, whatever they are, move towards you. As they get closer, you notice more of them pouring in from the back. Another one comes in as the door opens. Another one comes in as the door opens. And they just get closer and closer to you. As they move up into your space there, B, you see them both just move forward silently, and they attempt to grab you. One of them is missing an arm, so it's a little harder for that one. So what do you do as they attempt to grab you?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just try getting closer to Clarion, kind of crouching down,
All right,
getting
give
away
me,
from them as
give me
best
2
I
defense
can.
rolls. First one has to beat a 16. You got a 16. Second one has to beat. All right. So you crouch down, you move to a little bit back. Are you going to do something or cause one of these to do something that injures themselves or that knocks the other one for a loop because that one critically failed? Your choice. One that knocks out his ally or injures him.
I want to knock out the ally.
All right, so it will stun them for 1 round. So this one tries to get a hold of you, hits the edge of the platform, and the damage to the arm causes it to just careen sideways. It slams into the one to your right and knocks it into these barricades. It trips and collapses to the ground, causing them to kind of crush down and damages those what used to be blinds, basically, so people could have privacy in the area. And as they fall over together, those two are kind of out of the fight for the moment until 1 round has passed. The others start moving forward. As they get closer to you, almost silently, there's just the whisper of their clothing.
Aren't they frozen to the floor?
Oh, they are! Shoot. Thanks for reminding me. Move them back. I gotta see if they can break out. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, here we go. Entangled. They have a strong roll of 14 or higher to break free of this one, I believe. Is that what it says on... That's just the basis. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2. One stays rooted. Another stays rooted. The last one breaks free using their action to do so and can do nothing more than move near you, but isn't able to do anything else. Behind them, you see and hear more of these things moving in the other room as another one walks into view. And that is their turn for the moment. As we move down to Red Iron. Red Iron, you are behind the guys. You see them all just kind of futilely bouncing off of this door. What do you do?
Amos, Finnegan, chill out.
And then Red just kind of like saunters up to the door. The third arm starts spinning up with fire energy. Now the question is this door bolted at the center, or would it be better to blow up the hinges?
Give me a brains roll so you can determine.
Brains for Red Iron. Red Iron's got those. He's got big brains, big smart brains.
In the moment, a 9 is not going to do it for you, though. So things are a little bit too stressful to really pay attention to it. Here. So you don't know if they're at if the hinges or the center of the door is going to be best.
Everyone step back, please.
Everybody move out of the way. All right.
Red charges up the arm, and then like a giant freaking like fireball forms on it, and he just blasts it straight into the center of the door using the arm's elemental attack.
All right, so use your elemental attack roll. Go ahead and roll for damage. If you get higher than a 14 damage, you will blow this door open.
Work. Oh, I missed this.
10 points. The damage to the door is significant, but not enough to take it down. It is, however, now on fire.
Oh, I got an
There's
ace.
an ace.
Is an ace any good?
You could ace that roll.
I could ace that roll? How
Yeah.
good was that roll?
That
Was that a
damage
2 and a
roll.
3?
2 and a 3.
I'll ace it. I only need to find 2 more here. Let's do it. Thank you
All right.
very much. Kiem Steer Brofist.
13! That is enough. As you blast this door, the damage caused by Finnegan and Amos as they're slamming into it, and then the blast of your shot just caused it to fracture inside. And do you move in, or do the others move in? What is... I think...
Red's going to let the other ones move in.
right.
They have done enough. They are satisfied.
So the first one to go through the door, in this case, Leifei, you're the only one with a turn left. Do you move in now? Since you're at the end of the round?
Yeah, he'll move in.
Okay. Leifei steps inside. That puts you on the map there. Can you see your token?
Probably. Yes.
All right. So there you are. Inside of this room, you see 2 weird-faced, kind of masked individuals, and you see more in the distance. You currently can't hear where your allies are at, but you know they're inside this building in danger somewhere. I think you can actually see Clarion, and maybe even Beach. Nah, you can see Clarion off in the distance. So I'm going to say you've moved 2 of your movement right now.
He'll continue forward, approaching towards Clarion.
Okay, so go ahead and move your character. You have 5 more?
5? Wow.
Leifei can move 7, so yeah. You're an elf,
So,
you move fast. You zip over behind
Assuming this lad right next to him is like going in that direction, he's just gonna put a hand on their shoulder. What's going on?
As you walk over there, you put your hand on the shoulder. The thing turns to you, and it has buttons where its eyes should be. Its mouth and its face is a rictus smile built into a mask made of porcelain. And it just turns, and you see its hands come up to grab a hold of you. As a reaction, it tries to grab you.
I see.
It gets a 18 to grab a hold of Leifei.
I'll roll a higher.
Leifei gets a 20 to get out of the way. So what does it look like as this thing just turns as you touch it on the shoulder, and it just turns at you blank-faced, and its hand comes out.
Hey, hands off. First date first.
You step back a couple of steps, and what do you do with your other standard action?
Attack.
All right, give me an attack roll. Nat 20. All right. Leifei, two options here. Do you wish to find a weak point in these targets that allows you to do a little bit more damage? I'm going to give you +2 to all damage caused to these creatures, whatever they are. Or would you like to learn something about these things?
Weak point right now.
Okay, so you have +2 to all damage versus the absent. Write that down.
Whoa, okay. That's a name.
And you can go ahead and do your damage roll now at +2.
Right.
The opponent is hit in the left arm. Oof, 6 points of damage. And was that with your +2?
Didn't add it in, so 8 total.
All right, 8 total, and you shear that arm off. As you cut through the arm, you see it just kind of slide off onto the body in kind of a wet... And you can see that there is basically humanoid features underneath. You can see the shoulder cavity, all the damage there, but there's no blood leaking from this thing.
Whoa, that's creepy. And he's gonna take a step back, but that's it.
All right, one step away, and you find that this room is filled with these things. All right, in the distance, we hear over the station intercoms. Excuse me.
I know that we did not get off on the right foot, but since you will not provide me the information I need, unfortunately at a reasonable request, I will have to take it by force. I hope you understand, and I'll see you inside of the operating room. Thank you.
Telling a little girl that you want to talk to her alone in your office is not a reasonable request.
Gang.
You and I both know you're older than most here.
And the turn ends, and as it does so, the screen fades to black as we go to our break for Sparrows. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. We will be returning in about 10 minutes as we attempt to see what else is going to happen at this strange outpost of Bezimini when we get back. Goodbye, everybody! Hello, and welcome back to Sparrows! Here with your favorite parakeets, all doing some bird dancing. And, yeah, last time we were here, there's a whole bunch of these strange absent-bodied individuals that are all trying to take people with them. And trying to grab a hold of individuals as well. But none of them have yet done so. We moved down the initiative order to Clarion. Top of initiative, new round. You've got this thing in front of you that's just moving closer, and you see its hands coming up, trying to grab a hold of you. Wearing these oversized, almost like white mitten-looking soft velvet gloves that are tied with a cinch around the surface of their arm. There's no skin showing except for in the cracks and damaged sections of the mask.
Clarion would like to try to pull the mask off.
You reach over to pull off the mask. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
I don't have just like a melee attack. What stat would that be?
It's just agile. The opponent reaches in beyond. As you try to grab it, it instead, as you reach for the mask, it instead tries to come in and grab you as a reaction. So what do you do to avoid
that? Duck out of the way. No.
+1 comes to Clarion and Finnegan for next rolls, by the way.
Thank you. Let's see. She turns her PDO to the netcaster setting and activates it.
All right. It is a counter action reaction from the enemy coming at you right now. Using an attack to get rid of an attack isn't something you can do at the moment. You can use your netcaster after the fact.
Oh. Yeah, then yeah, she's ducking and dodging.
All right, give me a defense roll. Excellent. That is a 20 versus your opponent getting a 22. It's actually able to get a hold of you.
Dude.
All right. Unfortunately, looks like it touches your arm. As it does so, something happens. Roll magical and see if this affects you. Whew. You are magical enough. You are living enough for this to work. As the creature reaches down and grabs a hold of your arm, you feel everything kind of vibrate. You feel the room start to darken for a split second, and then you find you are somewhere else.
What kind of somewhere else?
One moment.
Ah.
Please work for me thing. Come on now. Do the thing. Do the... Damn it. How come it won't let me just move tokens in here? I've got to be able to do that. Clarion, you are now deleted. And moved to where you find yourself.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
The creature that was there disappears, and Clarion, suddenly you find yourself inside of a barred cell.
Do not like. I would like to just double check my circuits to make sure this is I've been teleported and it's not an illusion.
Give me a brains roll. As best you can determine, this is not a malfunctioning circuitry. This isn't some sort of illusion. You have been translocated from one place to another one. The stream did lag out. I apologize. It's lagging out because of something I did.
Oh. Then I would like to radio the rest of the crew and say, beware of their touch. They can teleport you.
All right, you
We're on to be
radio.
teleported?
You go to radio, and all you hear is static and whirring. As you're sitting inside of this cell, you recognize the bars are made of mithril. You seem to be inside of some sort of cage thing designed to trap individuals, especially those with powers, possibly.
That's a lot of mithril, huh?
That is a lot of mithril.
That would make a lot of small throwing daggers. I'm just putting that out there.
Or
Amos,
an entire arm.
we move back to you. You are outside. Go ahead. Go ahead, Clarion.
I think Clarion would have, when she upgraded Sheldon, put a safe, a dead man switch, so that if he loses contact with her, he will go into defense mode and find another member of the crew and follow them around.
All right. Where was Sheldon at?
He was watching the goods we were going to trade.
Right. So he's defending the ship at the moment. So Sheldon, light just starts blinking, and it flies up and starts moving towards Amos in the background. Amos.
That's all.
Now, from where you're at, you've got the big turtle man in front of you. You both were slamming on the door. You step back aside just in time for Red Iron's blast to blow open the door. You move inside.
Does the drone arrive just as Amos is about to go outside?
The drone, yeah, it's right behind your shoulder. You hear it move over to you. As it moves behind you, it just goes. Clarion is missing.
Oh Lord, they got the clockwork. We're going in.
All right, Amos, you have busted in the door. You run inside. This is what you see. You've used one movement to get through the door. So you have your two standard actions. What do you wish to do?
Do I see the kiddo?
From that position, you cannot see her, no.
Do I see any sort of organized army sort of thing?
You see two figures in here. Leifei is facing off against one of them, just slashed off an arm, which is just flumped to the floor. It's not bleeding, and the thing seems to be still moving towards him.
Yo, I'm about to put the percussive touch on this dude.
Okie dokie. What kind of percussion we talking?
The long range kind with the pop pop.
All right. You draw out your weapon, and you aim, firing at the one Leifei's already attacked.
Aye.
All right, give us an attack there. The opponent doesn't really see it coming, gets a -4 or minus. He gets a 4 to avoid you. You got a 2 to strike. Oh, no.
Yo, I still got one more ace to burn, so that didn't happen.
All right. Boom! That time you get a strike. Go ahead and roll damage. You hit this thing right in the leg. Gunshot goes off, and the lightning just zaps up through the thing's body. You see the leg just gets swept out from under it, falls to the ground with a damaged kneecap. The creature just turns and, like, with one arm missing, the kneecap out, it's just reaching up slowly towards Leifei. Amos, your turn is over. B, we're back to you. There are 4 of these things. 2 of them have crumpled into the side. You had your back up against Clarion, and then you fall over slightly as Clarion is missing, and you start looking around, and Clarion is nowhere to be seen.
Well, that is not ideal. B is going to think about what it was like in the void and try to pull away the oxygen from around. Can I get all 4 of them, or can I only get a smaller group?
You can do, let's see. Currently, you would be using Eternal Eyes. No, you're using your Cobber Gift. Happy-go-lucky. You are creating a ranged 8 attack for 2d4 damage on hit. Normally, this would only really be 1 square you can impact. If you use Chaos, you can impact 2 squares or 4 squares.
Okay, let's throw some chaos into the mix. And
Temporal Mechanic has just triggered a chaos event that is going to be centered right around this area. I'm going to put it right here. We're going to see what happens. So you're standing there, and the eddies of Aether in the area trigger. Whew! Reroll on this table twice. Both effects happen at GM interpretation.
oh my.
1. An explosion of meat centered on the target slaps everyone around with fragments of fleshy flaps. This is highly distracting and leaves everyone in a range 6 radius covered in pink slime. The meat chunks
All
make
the
the ground
sausage.
here hard to traverse, doubling all move costs and causing 2 distractions to anyone hit by meat slaps for 1 round. Plus, the effect or ability chains to multiple random targets within range 2, and this keeps happening until there are no new targets to chain to. Each target after the first has the same effect as the first one took. A sausage fest occurs in this room as meat starts exploding all over the place, bouncing off of each enemy and just covering all of you in a mountain of fleshy bits. There is now.
did we
Marion's
just
not
get
gonna
hit?
believe you when she gets back.
So did we just get hit with chain meat lightning?
You got
Yes.
hit with chain
Yes, we
meat
did.
lightning in this area. This is all covered under meat suddenly. Let
No.
there be sausage, Pat says out there.
We got hit
Thank
with
you,
sausage
Pat.
links.
Thank you.
You now find yourself buried under these and until you get out of the way and move. You are currently at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 distractions. Oh no.
I will change what I do then, and instead I'm gonna move out.
All right, give me a strong roll to see how far you make it. Oh,
Not very.
-8. You can move 1 square. So I'll move you 1 square out of it, and you start having some problems just You have one more action. You can try to climb another square out.
I'll try for one more square.
All right, give me another strong roll. Nat 20. I'm going to say that with the Nat 20, you have two choices. One is you learn how to swim through meat. So as long as it's not like attached to something, you can just use it as a swimming move. Or you're able to extricate yourself from this meat without using a move, giving you one extra action to use right now.
I love the idea of being able to swim through meat for the rest of my life. Yes.
All right,
that.
loose meat is something that Beatrix now knows how to swim through. So put on your notes, has a swimming move through loose meat. Also, Agilmech has just allowed us to find out that Meat Slap is highly nutritious and offers unexpected defense against grab attempts. As this meat slaps against you, you've been desiring it for so long, Bee. These are the sausages! These are them! They have manifested to your will in this room, and they are delicious. As you gobble up a meat sausage and you swim out of it, you find that you are now coated in a thick, viscous oil as well that makes grapple attempts harder against you.
I love this so much.
All right, that would be Beatrix's turn. And these enemies also have to extricate themselves from Meat Mountain, which is now blocking this doorway. Leifei, you're up. Suddenly you hear...
What was that? Oh, it's on the ground. He's backing up from that and looks through the doorway to see.
You can see
Meat
the
Mountain?
sausage, a huge meat mountain of sausages. The smell of those delicious sausages from your past assaults the nostrils like a kick in the face.
So this is where they were hiding it. All right, all of you. This is a holdup. Give me the sausages. And Leifei is going to pull up his chain and start whipping it around. I'm going to activate waiting. Are
Okay.
these figures approaching him?
They aren't yet, so they will likely do on their turn. You want to use waiting now?
Yes.
All right.
Essentially, he's doing there's a holdup, so people approach him.
All right, you can't take any other action other than defense or resistance rolls. If they attack you, you get to attack first. You also, just so you're aware, everybody here, I have coded it in, so if you double-click overload, brings it up by 1 for you. So you can do that if you wish.
Okay.
All right, Leifei, you are waiting. We move on to Finnegan. You're Zach. You're still standing outside at the moment. Amos has barreled through the door, fired a gunshot. You hear a wet thwack noise in the distance and smell the delicious scent of baked sausage goods. Smells like home again. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Wait, hold on.
What kind of sausage factory was Bee born in?
One she can swim through the meat in anytime she wants, apparently.
It's like Scrooge McDuck.
Finnegan with his tusks.
This is delicious. Oh, one hell of a party you feel down here. And Finnegan is going to he's just gonna charge in. Does he see one of these creepy puppet things?
So it only takes 1 movement for you to run inside. You should now see your token. You can see 2 puppets, 1 near Leifei. There's 3 more beyond Leifei. There's 1 over to the side, to the left.
Okay, so let's see. How far can I throw?
You can throw 10 feet plus any positive strength, another 5 feet. I think I'm going to change that, though. I think it's 20 feet base, and then plus 5 for every positive strong.
So then.
So 20
okay.
feet total. 20 feet, it would be 4 squares.
Well, you said 20 feet plus any positive strength.
Yes. Oh,
right?
you do have plus 2, so you can
Yeah,
throw
I
up
got
to...
plus 2. So
That lets
I
you
should
throw
be
up
able
to
throw
6 total
Yeah.
range, yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All right. So I should be able to throw. Yeah. Right here.
Right there. Yep, that is 6. You can see it on the arrow.
I am going to launch my Hell Broth.
Hell broth.
And let's see. I'm gonna do the sticky and harmful.
Sticky and harmful. All right.
Yep. So it's gonna stick to all 3 of those and cause damage, and cannot be removed, as well as 1 side effect.
Yep.
Tell the people what they've won, Ty.
Well, you gotta throw accurately first. So give me a strong roll to throw it over there, or an agile.
Oh,
no,
God.
it's an aware roll for ranged attacks. Roll an aware roll to see if you get close to that at least.
Oh God, come on! Yes.
Yep, lands
18,
smack
baby.
dab.
Woo!
The potion flips end over end over end, and then just shatters and splatters all over that space, hitting all 3 of those targets. Give me your D4 damage. They will be taking 1d4 plus 1 damage per round for 1d4 rounds. Give me a d4 to see how many rounds it lasts first.
All right. Oh wait, there's no +1 for that. Sorry. Hold on. So it's just a D4 to see how many rounds.
Yes. 4 rounds.
4 rounds, baby.
That is a total, a minimum.
All right, so now 1d4
plus 1,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So come on, big money.
3 points of damage, hits everybody. 3. You see them starting to burn away from this stuff sticking to them. And we now roll to see what happens to each one of these things. Side effects table, I'll let you do the honors, Bees.
Woo!
Since you threw this on them, go ahead and give us a roll and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh no, it went away.
Did you lose it? I'll
I
give it
don't
back.
know. Okay.
Did you get it back?
All right, I'm gonna. There it is. I see it. Okay. All right, let's see what we get.
First one, this target
17.
right here. The user develops a hard, dark surface across all their skin that, when struck with metal, causes sparks that light small fires within range 1, grants 2 damage resistance. So it becomes harder and covered in like a carapace that makes it stronger. Next one.
Damn it.
Whoops.
Oh, so 1 for each of them?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The next one, a thick padding-like substance grows beneath the skin, adding a bit of extra padding, granting them +1 damage resistance until it melts off in a thick sweat over 24 hours. You have strengthened another one. Final one.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna make this one impervious to damage.
81. A hint of lily and
there
vanilla
we
begins to emanate from the other one as their natural scent becomes empoweringly pleasant, leading to +2 charming for 24 hours. That one smells
I
great.
made 2 strong, and 1 smells fan-fucking-tastic.
That is true. 2 have become strong. 1 smells
All right.
fantastic. And I think that there is going to be something that is a complication that shows up here shortly.
Uh-oh.
I am sad.
All right,
Me
fine.
too. I expected more damage.
Well, it is still something that is being adjusted to see how well it works. But for the moment...
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm just unlucky. It's like in Rulo when we kept throwing stuff or doing chaos magic, and it would always make the enemy stronger.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. That's what I'm doing.
You made a few of them stronger, but they are burning. Unfortunately, that wasn't as the most you could do. Now that could have been used since you had it as a stored potion as a reflexive action. Did you do that, or did you make it a standard action?
Yeah.
All right, you could throw.
Oh no, that was the hell broth I was holding.
Yep. So that could be a reflexive action, which means if you want to throw in the second hell broth, you could do that as a standard action.
Can I instead, as a standard action, grab another bottle, hock a big ass loogie into it, and then toss in a couple ingredients to make my venomous tentacula?
Certainly. What ingredients do you wish to add, and do you want to have multiple unique ingredients?
I will take. Let me see.
B gets an ace from Sanctum.
Woo! Anna!
Because B.
Thank you, Anna.
Okay, so then I will. I'm gonna reach into my bag, and actually, because I thought I threw it, but since I drink it, I'm gonna grab one of the little like I'm gonna grab a flask, the flask of the 70s good, and I'm gonna pour it into a empty bottle, because I'm gonna have to drink this, so I don't want to drink my own spit. So then I'm gonna grab out of my satchel, I'm gonna grab some bumphead ichor and some grok slime.
Okay. So you spit into this thing, you grab bumphead ichor, you grab some grok slime, and you make yourself this potion. As you consume it, I will roll to see what happens. And you are going to... You have a tolerance, so just in case you need to end the result or re-roll it. It comes out to you, giving you a shooting pain overtakes the user, and their most useful hand falls off, revealing instead a bone dagger attached at the wrist. It has bonus accuracy, bonus damage on hit. If your dagger is sheathed back in the hand that is upon the floor, it becomes a wound, and you are healed other than that. So your hand goes, your right hand falls off, and out comes this blade. Now you've got tusks and a blade arm, and
on a giant arm.
And describe to me what happens to you as you drink this venomous tentacula.
All right, so as he drinks it, wait, I think I get one more side effect.
Yes, it's 2.
Yes.
Second side effect is... Oh no. The user suddenly finds themselves highly accident prone. Any agile or aware-based successes, you have to re-roll once and take the second result. It lasts for 3 rounds. So you have 3 rounds of being fumbling and a little bit, you get all dizzy suddenly as you are covered in sharp teeth and blades, and now kind of staggering.
Oh, Jesus.
Unless you wish to use your tolerance to avoid that.
Damn. Or can I re-roll that one with the tolerance?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, let's re-roll it, see what happens.
Alright, that's the only tolerance you have for this
Chaos!
scene. Instead, the user no longer believes in brew side effects, refusing to acknowledge that they happen and that any effect caused is purposeful on the part of the brewster. That is a permanent effect. You do not believe your brews have side effects, that this is what they do because you made them this way.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm goddamn glorious. Of course. It does exactly what I want it to.
So you intended to grow a dagger arm and lose your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You intended to have
That's part of the
tusks
battle.
and additional strength. And now describe what the venomous tentacula does to your body.
So as he, he's sitting there and he's all like some kind of like saber-toothed gorilla turtle man. As he runs in and he's like, grabs his little, oh my God.
Brew?
Flask.
There you go.
Yeah. Puts the ingredients in, shakes it up. As that happens, he goes and like throws his arms back down. As he does, one of the hands just slop off, and he's like, ah! And then a blade, like a bone blade. And he's like, ah! And a tentacle bursts out of his chest and goes. So he is just this horrifying, just abomination of sin and death, and he is just like, ah! Oh wait, hold on, I gotta put my teeth in.
That's method acting right there.
There we go.
So yeah, that is what you see before you.
All right, and that would be your action for now. So
Yeah. So wait,
And now we know why
wait, do I have
Cutlass said
movement?
to avoid him.
I
you
think I
have
still have movement.
you
Because
have
I used the Hell Broth, and then I used my standard action for the Tentacula.
yes. You did move 1 to get into the building. That gives you 3
Yeah.
more move left.
Alright, so with that next 3, let me bring up the map.
Bees
again.
gets an ace from Temporal Mechanic. Thank you very much for the bids.
Pat, thank you. Alright, let me move the screen. Ugh. Okay,
Click
so-
on your token and then drag it.
Well, no, I gotta bring up the map again, because...
Ah.
Let me see. Images. There it is. Outpost Bezimini. Alright, so then 3 more?
Yep.
1. Oh, 2. 3.
You're moving right up close to that thing. And we now go on to their turn. The 2 that are on the floor have to extricate themselves, but they're coated in meat now, which is going to make it a lot harder. Nope, neither one of them can move. They're just squished underneath this pile of flesh. The next one tries to get out. And neither one of them know how to swim through meat. You have 4 of them trapped in that area at the moment. 2 around the corner, however. They still have to break free of the ice that has got them trapped to the floor. 1, 2, both of them do shatter free and start moving towards you, B, but they don't have an action to use at the moment. This one moves up behind Kai. This one is covered in metal armor, it looks like, becoming a living flint and steel. It just swings towards you and tries to grab a hold of you.
What happened to you? And he cuts it.
Whoosh. All right, you get to attack first.
Oh,
Your
Damn.
opponent gets an 8. You had a 9. You did not need to use that ace. You're actually 1 above them. Since you hit, that counts as your defense. They don't get to hit you first or come back at you. Go ahead and roll the damage. That's 6 points of damage to the right arm. Plus 2? Yeah. 8 points. Next one moves forward and comes to hit you, and you get to strike first again. This one, however, is beyond your ken, getting a 25 against your 16. Do you wish
I've
to
been
reroll?
defeated.
All right, the hand comes in. You try to slash. It gets a hold of your arm, and as it comes up close, suddenly you feel it enforcing some sort of magic against you. Roll magical. And you see the room start to wobble and fade as it disappears from sight.
Yeah, wait a sec.
Suddenly we hear Leifei say that from a different position. As the cell next to yours suddenly has somebody inside of it. You hear a little and you see like a wobble in the air for a second. You hear Leifei's voice nearby, Clarion.
Ah, Leifei, hello.
Oh, this is where you went. How you doing? Any puppet killers about?
None here so far. I've been pondering how to get out. I might have a plan.
Have you tried cutting the bars?
That was going to be my first action.
All right.
All right. So that is those enemies there. The one in front of Finnegan tries to grab a hold of him. Finn, what do you do to defend yourself?
I don't know if I can go into my shell anymore.
Oh no! Suddenly Finnegan has a third brew effect that suddenly comes out of nowhere.
Yes!
The smell of flowers literally intoxicates you as becoming drunk. For a scene, that enemy happens to be coated in a flower-like scent. Suddenly Finnegan's drunk. You gain plus 2 strong,
drunk
however.
death machine. Yes. So
All
I'm
right.
at plus 5 strength now.
You are. Your awareness goes down, and your charming goes up just a little bit. It wears off in 1 week. In 1 week, you get drunk anytime you smell flowers for 1 week.
Yes.
All right. So that creature reaches out for you. So you defend yourself. It gets an 18 to grab a hold of you, Finn.
Okay. Where's my defense? Yeah, there we go.
There's a whole lot of crazy happening in this scene.
Oh yeah, let me see what I can do to. All my actions are standard. I have no.
Yeah. You can pull into your shell, I believe.
Am I?
Let me see. So as a Gwei, on the half shell, anytime you would take damage, you can pull yourselves into and out of your shell as a reflexive action. You used your reflexive action to use your potion, however, so you don't have that available.
But even if I did have my reflexive, can I?
You can, but only if you're going to take damage.
But no, I mean, like, physically.
Physically,
can
right
I?
now, with the tentacles ripping through there, and blades and the tusks, I mean, it would potentially damage you or your shell.
I've got, like, Popeye arms, giant teeth, and a tentacle, so can I?
I mean, like I said, it probably would have some complications involved, but all right. So Finn,
I guess I'm just gonna roll a defense.
You gotta be an 18.
Can I try as as part of my defensive measure? I mean, even if it's just for flavor, as it's reaching for me, I just want to turn and use the tentacle to just slap its hand away.
Okay, give me your defense roll.
Yeah.
Critical failure? So Finn...
So instead of slapping, I just grab it and put it to my face.
This one, whereas they've been just touching and trying to grab a hold of individuals and take them away, you think they were given different orders for you, Finnegan? I mean, you've been here for a while, and they haven't taken you. They don't want you. As this thing gets pulled in close to your face, you see a clawed hand come out through the gloves, and it tries to like carve your face off. The attack comes in.
God.
That is going to hit you right across your chest, causing damage, and the claw does 7 points of damage, reduced down because of your shell, down to 3.
Yeah.
You take 3 points of damage.
Take that off.
And once those claws bite in and slice you, the other two that moved over, one of them comes at Amos. Amos, suddenly a clawed hand comes in your direction, attempting to slash you as well. It seems like the gloves are off.
And there he goes, just tapping his fingers. He knows what he did.
A horrible pun
if you
deserves a
want
horrible
slang.
response.
So what are you doing, Amos? As it tries to claw you?
Well, with the one, probably just casually move to the side and then proceed to deck the thing back into the two other things.
All right, so I will give you that as a choice. You can use it as a projectile against its allies, or you can fling it behind you directly into the void.
Definitely going to wait. I'm switching from Battle Scar to Bulwark. Bear with me here.
It's all good.
Look at it and let it know that you're not angry. You're just disappointed.
Solid dad move.
I'm gonna throw it into the void.
All right, it comes at you, claws outstretched. What do you say as you grab a hold of it and toss it behind you?
Oh, can I say that?
I mean,
Whatever it is, it's got to be in slang, baby.
Okay.
Don't be a
I'm gonna try
square,
something here.
Daddy-o.
Sit your 5 silver rear end down before I turn it to pieces.
Just grab
and
it.
then yeet!
It goes flying out behind you and flips end over end into the void as you take out one enemy. Red Iron, we're on you. You're outside. You blasted the door open. A lot of craziness has happened in this round. What do we see you do?
Red Iron takes like one step in and just sort of surveys the scene.
All right. Excuse me. I have to apologize. Not Red Iron. Meat Machine steps into the room and surveys the situation as you are now Meat Machine on in the game.
Why are we missing people, Limos?
Bad touch, crew. Bad touch, crew. Don't let him get you. Mm-mm.
Okay, we have a numbers problem. Maybe we need to evacuate.
Yo, we don't leave the squad behind. Gang, you know?
What's up?
Sylvia?
Yes, Red
Tell Scarborough to start blowing up the station.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be happy with this fact.
In the distance, as
Um,
you're standing there, you hear a woohoo!
Just mind the entrance. We do need at least one way out.
I will remind him.
Also,
not to shoot the
why
way
is
you
there
go
a
in and
mountain of sausages? You know what? Never mind.
Red is oh god. So do I have line of sight to the meat mountain from where I'm at right now?
If you click on your token, it shows you everything that you can see. You are able to see the edges of Meat Mountain, yes.
Can I see that B has a plight and also that there's enemies and stuff?
There is a creature like reaching out towards someone in the distance. You can probably assume that that's B because of the hair and the clothing kind of flashing in your distance. You can't quite see her specifically, but you see vestiges of B.
Okay. Gang.
And Red rips off the third arm and like plants it down on the ground, cocks it, it charges up with elemental energy, and he fires it like a mortar at the meat mountain.
Are you doing this
And
with
if I need an overload to do that, then I'll do it, because I'm intending to blow that thing up.
You do need one overload to do that. Are you going to be pumping chaos into this or just firing it as regular?
Oh, chaos is kind of sexy. Honestly, like, this is such a gigantic mess that chaos would... I can't see it making it any worse.
I mean...
You say that.
Yeah. Let's pump in some chaos, ladies and germs.
One
Ladies and meat
application,
machines.
2 applications, 3 applications. What are we talking?
Let's barter here. Let's do a little haggle. What's each application get me?
1 application would cause a bigger boom. 2 applications would cause some sort of reaction, a chain reaction, if you will, with sausage. You will be able to try to describe that, and I'll define what happens with it. With 3 applications of chaos, we're gonna get a little bit creative with it. You can either bring the sausage to life, or you can cause it to become something very dangerous to the enemies nearby.
Can I just put
Overload
this out
reduce
there?
has been given to Meat Machine. If you use 3 or 4, 3 applications only, you'll get that overload reduce from Agilmech, apparently.
I'm doing it. Here we go.
3 applications of overload. All right.
Brace for
Chat
impact!
has spoken.
Give me a brains roll. Get higher than a 15 to avoid chaos magic and create a pretty potent effect.
Right.
Oof.
Well,
Higher than a
that's
what?
higher than a 15 natural.
Ace.
There's an ace.
Come on.
Ah, that's an
Oh, it
8.
was right there.
I mean, you do have, you still do have your and your virtue. If anybody wants to, if you want to use that in any way.
I mean, I
completely forgot about my
totally
friend.
will, because this situation is actually, this might be the worst situation we've ever been in.
It probably is, to be honest.
Like, someone needs to act and act big and take the big risks, literally to save everyone's lives.
And that is definitely
I'd say
Meat
that's
Machine.
that's compassion. Meat Machine has all of that going. So I'll say go ahead and make another roll. Final roll. We'll see if this is going to be chaos or some dramatic effect.
You got it. Meat
Extra one per
machine.
person.
All right,
Meat
gang, gang.
Machine.
Here we go. Here we
Meat
go, gang, gang.
Machine.
Meat machine.
Oh. All right. Well,
bam,
here we
bam.
go. This is going to be a greater chaos effect. So that'll be fine.
So can I say something real quick?
What do you wish to say?
During the break, we were all sitting around chatting, enjoying good times with one another. And one of our party members, who shall remain nameless, said, "Can you guys please not blow up the station?" We agreed. And what does this person do on his first goddamn turn? Well, time to blow this bitch to hell.
Okay.
All
Can,
right.
you and I are looking at the same map. You and I are looking at the same, and they teleport people into a mithril prison. All this shit's got to go.
So, Red. Of course, this has put you at your max overload. Did you take the additional one for the other applications of chaos, by the way?
What do you mean?
When you do an application of chaos, it takes one overload to do that. So you have to make sure you
Yeah,
count
and then
those.
I had the overload reduction.
Right, and that did come down. Okay.
So now I'm at max. All right, cool.
This is what happens. Your beam, it starts spiraling up. Third arm gets ready, fires at that mortar of energy that you just channel as much magic as you can into it. And you see it spiraling out of control. As it slams into Meat Mountain in the distance, Meat Mountain evaporates into a mist of pink gel that just floods the entire area. All of the air nearby gets just filled with this stuff. So we might as well do that. Here we go. All right. Now all of you should be able to see some
You
clouds moving through.
aerosolized.
As this mist goes through everything and everybody takes one breath, you feel a strange sensation as your hair begins expanding outward, your scales begin developing hairy patches on them, and your eyebrows extend to 4, 5 times their normal, 6 times their normal size, as all of you have these massive bushy eyebrows leaning down over your face, Shaggy Dog style. And all of you are having a hard time seeing, and so are all of the enemies, who now have fur sprouting out of their masks, so full that they can no longer contain, as these masks begin shattering off of their face. As the mask shatters, you see them collapse to the floor as if puppet strings were cut. And you have wiped out every one of these absents in the station in a single blow.
Machine. Meat machine. Meat
Meat
machine.
machine.
Meat machine.
Meat machine.
The MVP.
The meat machine, the most valuable meat, the MVM, is like,
What? Did it work? Is everyone okay now? I can't see.
Everybody is blinded temporarily as they're having all these things covering their face. And now Finnegan is
Hold on.
standing there with a blade arm, tusks, massive eyebrows covering his face, roaring into the darkness because he doesn't see any of these enemies out here. And there are no targets anymore.
Red lifts up his targeting hand.
Sylvia, target analysis. I can't see.
There remains to be one target on the ship, on the outpost. Whatever it is, it's having a hard time avoiding. It's moving in multiple places rapidly.
What about all the mask things with that teleport? Where are those?
There are more below, but everyone on this level seems to have fallen down.
Okay, relay the order to destroy the station. We don't have to do that anymore. Tell Scarborough I'm not sorry.
It's a little too late as you say that, as the whole station rocks. They things start hitting the side walls.
As this is happening, Finnegan is just swinging wildly with one arm, bringing his blade arm down. Tentacle is just flailing in the wind because he can't see anything, and he's like, ah!
You're feeling stuff get shredded apart as that one that was in front of Finnegan is like, yeah, you completely destroy the one in front of you. Body parts flying everywhere, bits of clothes and whatnot. It's like you took a piñata and you just put it through a blender. Only it was full of body parts, but still.
Yeah.
That would be Red Iron's turn. You then hear coming from within the station. Let's see if I can do this again. Now, wasn't that interesting? I don't suppose that's a lot of work. You have just... I'm going to have to redo all of this. Ugh.
Or maybe you could not.
You know what? The information I could strip from your corpses is not worth it at this time. I will see you all once more. If you can escape. And then
Do
he
we
just...
hear this in the prison?
You don't hear it in the prison. B, from where you're standing at, inside of the other room, one of the walls starts having like this blinking light that's... And you see a little compartment, a hexagonal compartment nearby open up. And something comes out of it looking like a gigantic bee with a thorny tail. And as security bee bots start coming out of the walls. You guys nearby see another one come out from behind the desk. B, it is your turn or not your turn yet. Clarion, we're over to you. You're inside of this little cell. Again, mithril bars on the walls nearby. And you hear Leifei near you.
Okay, so question number 1, would mithril be resistant to the elemental effects of my PDO?
Yes, mithril is immune to magic.
Okay. Are the mithril bars on all sides of the cage, or does it have a separate floor and ceiling?
Give me an aware roll so you can determine. You can't tell with an 8. There's an ace. All right. That is a 19. As you get close to the walls, as you put your hands against them, the telltale sign that mithril is inside of the walls around you, except for the opposing wall, the one directly away from the doorway. As you can get that tingling, like numbness sensation that you get when you get near mithril. So all 3 walls in the bar, well, 2 walls in the bars, the floor and the ceiling seem to have it, but this one wall behind you does not.
Okay. Third question, my electronic wrist thingamajig says I can activate it to get accurate time, weather, and environment details.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like natural environment, or is that, can I get like a map of the surroundings in an artificial area?
You can roll brains with that and see if you can determine more details related to your device.
Okay.
Nice, 24. You can tell that you're inside of a small celled room. Obviously, there's multiples around you. You seem to be in a hollow space nearby, but the atmospheric readings are telling you that there's a great deal of moisture in the air, and your sensors are picking up the distinct flavor of sausage. You can feel that...
Amazing.
There is an atmospheric pressure differential directly outside of the cell to the right or left on the map. There seems to be maybe a staircase or a door that is open in that direction. And there doesn't seem to be one off to your left, which would be our map's right over in that direction.
And do either of those differentials match up with the back side of my cell?
No. The back side of your cell, the only thing that EWT is telling you is that there's a massive insulation layer there of some kind, and there's a huge amount of cold pressing against the other side of it. So you think, with that knowledge, that this is the edge of the bulkhead.
Gotcha. All right, Lefe. There are stairs in that direction, and she points. And I believe that this is the bulkhead. I could try to blow us out of here, but you would have to hold your breath for quite a while.
I can do that.
Very well.
All right, on your next turn, you will be able to try to blow the bulkhead out and see what you do from there. We move over to Amos. Amos, robotic bee has extricated itself from the wall nearby.
Is the potion still in effect where I got us talking slang?
We'll say the scene has ended for that, so you're able to you're able to talk normal for now. It's almost the end of the episode, Finn. Chill out. You've got like 20 effects on you. It's fine. You've got enough for everybody.
Yo, what the hell? Amos is going to catch the bee, and then they are going to start tugging in its wings, make it talk.
So you're gonna rush over and grab the robotic bee?
Yeah.
Okay, give me an attack roll. Agile. So you try to grab it. The thing tries to buzz away from you. And you miss as it gets a 17 and you have a 15.
I mean, I could use my +1s.
Do you have 2 +1s?
I do. 2 +1s from
All right.
Sanctum Cosplay and Last Coffee Bean.
You do get a hold of it then, and as a reaction, it tries to sting you with the barb at the base of it, bringing it in. It gets a 10 to sting you.
I'm gonna grab it when the stinger pops out.
All right.
Grab where the stinger pops out.
Give me a defense roll.
Just straight defense, or
Yep. Straight defense.
What about gay defense?
I mean, that can be sometimes the best kind of defense. So yes, you're able to grab a hold of the base of its abdomen and hold the barb at bay as it like springs out towards you. You see it's dripping some sort of noxious chemical in this large, like, ambulatory hypodermic needle. It's like moving around.
Red Iron, get the thing to talk.
Okay.
We got a survivor.
There's more than that one, but okay.
All right, that's Amos's turn. Beatrix, move over to you. You've got 2 of these bee things in the room, and they seem to be moving in your direction.
Well, I didn't get to do the void thing with the absent. Whichever bee is closest to me, I believe that they still need air to be able to fly, so I'm going to try to crash one using void, or using sucking the air out of it.
All right, give me a magical roll, spend your overload, and we'll see what happens. Your opponent rolls resistance, getting a 2.
I can beat that.
You got a 1, but that's not actually correct. You still have your distractions on, which should be gone. So you did get an 11, 12, 13, and you succeeded. You pull the air out, and the thing just crashes onto the floor. It doesn't seem to be designed to walk, but its hands come down, and it starts trying to get up. So you have knocked it prone, which means it'll have to take a move action to stand up. +1 to B from Hey Doyle. That was 1 action. You have 1 standard action remaining. B, what do you wish to do?
Have I heard the rest of the crew in the other room?
Oh, yes. They're very loud.
Okay. I'm going to start moving towards them, being very careful of the bee.
Okay. Go ahead and move your character token for me where you wish to go. It looks like you have 6 move. That puts you at 4. So you move 2 more. All right, you stay off to the side, skirting it, and you see them all like in the foyer nearby. Leifei's missing, so is Clarion. 2 large gunshots go off outside as the cannon barrage continues against the outside of the outpost. Oh boy. Okay, 1. Oh boy. Okay. Scarborough hits hard against the side of the building, and suddenly there's a as the ceiling above you being Amos, Red Iron, Finnegan, just blasts apart, and atmosphere begins jettisoning out of it. It starts pulling you towards the roof. You're like floating up a little bit. And then there's a blast that goes off again, and all the lights go and dim out.
We need him to stop. We have to find Clarion. And where's Leifei?
My hand!
And
We got Leifei.
Who's that?
That's
I don't
Finnegan.
know.
We'll
I'm sorry.
explain.
My hand!
He makes a good battering ram.
Okay. He yells about his hand.
Can I attempt to grab it on my turn?
You can on your turn. I have to do one thing though, real quick.
Yeah.
As the station no longer has any lights, everything goes out. And it is now darker. Alright, so we now move on to the next one in initiative. The bees. 1 crawls around on the floor, unable to fly, and is able to move beyond the area where the air was gone, and then picks up again, gets ready to start flying once more. The other one near B zips over nearby and swings out with that tail, trying to stab you with it. It gets a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're in the dark, B. You can't see. You are going to get hit. It stabs you in the right leg. And it deals 8 points of damage. You can either take a wound or you can take an armor hit. That'll be 4 damage after armor. No, it's armor piercing. It'll be 8 damage total. And you're going to have to roll to resist poisons.
I'm almost gonna have to take a wound. Well, no, I'm just gonna take the damage.
All right, that leaves you with 7 health. And give me a tough roll to resist the injection of venom. Nice, you resist it. You shrug off what would have been some pretty severe toxins. And another bee goes nearby. It's currently held by Amos. It tries to struggle free. Roll strong versus this bee, Amos. Can any of you see anything on the map right now, by the way?
No.
Amos, it breaks free, and then its stinger comes in towards your chest.
Virtue!
Your virtue?
I use the virtue!
Amos is going to use wisdom.
Wise not to let go of these things.
That's true. Go ahead and reroll. You gotta beat a 20.
Ah!
Here we go, Amos. Ooh, 21! Barely! The stinger comes in and you stop it again like a millimeter from your eye. And that's all of those ones that you can currently see. Leifei, we move back to you. Staring out of your cell, a figure steps into view. Give me a moment to see said figure. There should be a way to share this,
He's
I think.
laying on top of the cot, sort of hands behind his back.
While Ty's looking for this, can I just bring up how confusing tonight has been for me? Especially when we're talking about the bees bots flying into bees space while bees is watching all this going on, and I'm like, huh? Every time I hear a bee, I'm like, what? Huh? What? Who, me? What?
You
We
chose
aim
that
to
name.
confuse.
We do indeed aim to confuse. So, our
You want us to
audience
rename you?
can see this at the moment.
This is perfect.
But the ringmaster individual steps in front of you, kind of looking at you. This one that was inside of this suit. You see glowing eyes in the darkness behind what is obvious to you, Lei Fei, is a mask shell over his face. Tendrils and tentacles seem to be writhing out of the back of his neck. Well, I think you have some information that would be very helpful to me. As he reaches forward and steps towards the bars, his form just kind of slurps through the bars into the cell with you. You see him take off his mask, and behind there is a blank slate face with tentacles where a mouth should be, as it lunges forward and attempts to attach to you. And as we see that happen, as this game's version of an illithid grabs a hold of Lei Fei, the scene fades as the Sparrows end for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much
a
for
monster!
watching. Hope you have enjoyed yourselves, everybody. This is the end of Sparrows for tonight. We will see you next week, next Friday. We're going to go around the table here. We're going to say our hellos, say our goodbyes. Where can we find more of you? And give us your favorite moment from tonight. Just allowing all of our other players to just enjoy and bask in what has occurred. So we'll start, as usual, at random. And random says, we're not going to do this game, Dice. Random says Benjamin is going first this time.
I don't have a favorite moment. You're a monster. You're a dark-souled individual from the Hellfires. I can't believe this.
And we love you.
How dare you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey everybody, I'm TT Benjamin. You can find me on Twitter at TTBenjamin1. I am the host, editor, producer, etc., dungeon master for the Lawful Great Adventures podcast. We are a Pathfinder First Edition podcast about 4 friends on a long journey home. We literally recorded the campaign 1 finale on Wednesday, and I am editing it over the weekend, and it is getting posted on like normally we release on Tuesdays, but let's be real, it's getting posted on Wednesday. Like I need another day. It's a lot of work. Really proud of the show. Apparently we have high production values and good lore. Okay. Thank you everyone for your feedback. But no, yeah, go listen to that. I also play Jaber Valjean on the Shared Experience Network's Star Wars stream on Tuesdays, Ripples in the Gray. I am the fast talking pilot. It's a lot of fun. I did actually have a favorite moment, Ty. This was a really good episode, but honestly, like bees like somehow continuously making everything more of a mess by turning into a greater and greater abomination is like the beesest energy of all time. It's so funny. It's like, oh yeah, this group isn't chaotic enough. We should probably get bees in here to make everything a mess constantly. And here we all are.
That's exactly how Ty pitched it to me.
I have to say that this went exactly as I thought it might tonight. So I'll move on from there over to Kai, Real Kai Roche, Lei Fei.
Right, how do you do these? It's been a minute. My name is Kai Roche. I play Lei Fei. Space Pirates, Illithid Lunch.
Illithid Lunch.
This is where you can find me. Otherwise, on my stream at Mascane on Twitch. My favorite scene of the night was probably, I think the Demon Carrot was probably the best one. There's like a lot of the clean scenes tonight, but I think Demon Carrot, when Carrot grew a third arm, strangled themselves. The initial realization of, oh, Finn's mad. Okay. Welcome to the crew. Immediate. But he's mad enough for us to bring him along for this adventure to fight whatever.
One of us.
I have to.
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
I have to say that Brewster is still in development, so at various times during this campaign, I'm sure we'll see some changes as I adjust them a little bit. But definitely went crazy tonight. That was.
I see nothing wrong with the class as it is.
You abomination standing there, not even resembling Finnegan anymore. Moving on over.
Sorry, I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna make another joke. Here's a game design tip. Don't fix anything. Just put a disclaimer at the front of it. This class is designed to be perpetually in beta test. Just let it ride. Whatever. Just let it ride.
I'm gonna have to give one of those warnings. It's like, if you want your game to go way off the rails, this class is for you. Make this 4-5 party Brewster class and see what happens. Anyway, so we move on over to B.
That's it. Next campaign. That's what it is.
All
Full
Brewsters.
game of just Brewsters.
Oops, all Brewsters.
Oops, all Brewsters.
Oh. Or it can be Brewster's Paradise.
Brewster's Paradise.
Nice. So yes, hi everybody. I am Gwen, also known as McSherry. You can find me here on Fridays, and on Tuesdays you can find me telling the news on Roll Charisma with my absolutely spectacular husband, Doyle. Favorite scene of the night. There were so many. I loved swimming in sausage, but I think my favorite scene was Amos mama carrying Finn off the ship.
Hump! That was a good scene indeed. Moving on over to the new man, Bees Finnegan. Big Bees.
Hello. I am Big Bees. I'm a variety streamer, voice actor, in-game and out-of-game madman. And hopefully soon to become a speedrunner for Mega Man X. Wow. Yeah, I chose this class because I was like, huh, seems interesting. Seems like I can cause a little extra chaos here. Yeah, I think I did that. I think I might have accomplished that. So I think at this point, one more Brewster effect on Finnegan, and he will officially speak Wookiee. So he will just be some amalgamation of shit going the whole time. So
he becomes a new kaiju, I think, is what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, my favorite moment of the show is yes. I loved all the tag team and sass from our wonderful duet here, who is trying to escape from stranger danger. I love dad mode. Dad mode was 100%. He was like, you get the hell out of here. You did a good job, and you get the hell off my ship. All right. And then all of a sudden everything went to hell, and he's like, well, everybody, let's go. Red Iron being like, hey, are you Carrot? No. Okay, cool. What? I'm Meat Machine now? Well, all right, sounds good. Blow everything up. Oh, everybody's dead? Don't blow everything. Well,
crap.
All right. Yeah.
Station's damaged, power's out, Leifei's being brain sucked. I'm sure that things will be fine. They'll be fine.
Oh my god. So let's talk about, for 1 second, how this entire situation has gone on. Everybody's losing their damn minds, except for Clarion and Leifei. Clarion is being calculating and like developing plans and everything, while Leifei is being as cool as a polar bear teabag in ice water. And he's just like, I'm in a cage. Illithid. Can't see anybody else. I'm gonna lay back and relax. So I love everybody. I love all of y'all. This is fun. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Thanks for joining the crew. Moving on over to Jackal. Mac Jackal Ray Dramos.
hang on a second. Holy jeez Louise. A log cave of bees. That's all I'm gonna say about tonight.
Now you see why I kept saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what's gonna happen.
That much slang in a week.
You poor slang fool.
I had to get creative.
Mm-hmm. You did a great job, by the way.
I swear to God, Ty did this to us because we were starting to catch Ys and we were starting to get too careful. I honestly think this was planned. I love Bees, but I'm pretty sure Bees is Ty's right-hand man.
Like, basically,
out of the last one.
That's the headcanon. Oh God, favorite moment of the night.
Bees, I need you to wreck this party for me.
Make it more of a party.
Sausage explosion. That was by far the coolest, I think, a audience participation thing has been in a while. There was a lot of it tonight, and that was awesome.
Yeah, Mac Jackal Ranger, the mercenary type character. You can normally find me here. I do the recap on Tuesday. What the hell? This is going to be a hell of a recap. And that's coming from last time where supposedly I got stabbed. So, I don't know what to do, folks. I'll see you Tuesday. Also, I may stream tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I may stream a little bit of a Remnant, maybe some Metro this Sunday. I don't know.
Awesome.
Maybe a Nerf build. I don't know. Twitch.tv/MacJackalRanger.
Heck yes.
No promises.
Sweet Jesus, can everybody please make it to this man's stream and
drop
make
him a follow.
clips so that way when I shout him out, I can get clips of
something
him on
shows
my
up.
channel. Yes. I have shouted him
hold
out
on.
many times and there are no clips. I'm like, we need clips for this
Oh,
man.
man.
I need
wish
everybody in droves to go hang out in his stream and make all the clips.
the perfect clip ever that I have seen came from Jackal's channel when he was playing Subnautica and he went to steal penguins, the little penguins, and suddenly the music from Super Mario 64 came on, the penguin race. It's like, he's like running up and he's just grabbing them and stuff. That was a great clip, and I wish you still had that.
I mean, there may or may not be a server around here somewhere with that sort of information held accountable in the event that there is a certain... I'm trying to lay low. I just parted ways with one group that's a little on the touchy side, so that's me coming forward about it. But, yeah. What's another nuke? You guys want to see it? I'll get a stream in this Sunday. No promises.
Yeah, get that
On
stream in,
when?
and I'm sure I'll be there if I can be there, of course. Moving on over. Nora, Zedadine, Clarion Bell.
Hey, I'm your friendly neighborhood Nora. I also play, in addition to playing Clarion Bell, I play Quilina, a fiery Eladrin bard on Cornfields and Kobolds. We are chugging along through Tyranny of Dragons, and sooner than you think, we'll be going up against Tiamat. Exciting. And you can find me on the Cornfields and Kobolds Discord. You can also slide into my DMs, chat games. And I just have one thing to say. Benjamin, when I give you a compliment, you sit back and you take it like a good boy.
Damn straight.
Thank you.
Gang.
What's up?
I don't even remember the compliment. I can't take compliments. I'm
It
bad
was
at
about your
those.
podcast.
Aw, thanks.
Yes. Did you give your favorite moment from tonight?
I can't because they were all my favorite. I mean, for me, Clarion calling the dude a meatbag.
That was
he
so
deserved
good.
That was a good one. All right, everybody, and I am Ty Lottimanstar, the developer of this game, creator of this game that we're playing tonight. I run this game here. I run the Dreams of Silver and Stone on Thursdays at 6 Pacific Standard Time instead. So next Thursday. We, of course, have the T&B's Power Hour on Mondays. New show.
I
Pretty,
was
pretty
waiting
fun.
for everyone to finish so I could say that because I completely forgot and I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yes, so check that out on Monday at 5 Pacific Standard Time, and then we have Roll Charisma at 5:30. Well, no, it's moving to 6. Roll Charisma is going to start at 6 starting next week. Keep an eye out for all the things that we do, and continue watching us, continue enjoying this crazy stuff, continue engaging with us, because, hey, we're Roll for Chaos, and we enjoy it when you make us have to improvise and deal with meat mountains and all kinds of crazy stuff. So thank you very much again for watching. Thanks for being part of the crew out there in the audience, and we will see you all next time. Good night, everyone.
Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, meat bag.